All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to arguably the greatest series of 2024. And I would say maybe, there's one other series that contests with it for the best series of the World Championship, actually. But this is definitely one of the top ones. SERRAL in the bottom right side, Hero in the top left. And you know what's so crazy with this series is Hero actually got 3-0'd by SERRAL in the upper bracket. But he has been planning, he has been working hard, and he is coming back with a new vigor. Remember, this is not an elimination match from the tournament. This is only like day 2, I believe, of the entire tournament. It's a 5 or 6 day tournament, and this is simply the lower bracket match in Group B. So they've both lost a series. SERRAL knocked Hero to the lower bracket, then got knocked down by Clem, I believe it was. And honestly, now they're facing off against each other in a series where the winner goes straight to the top 4. Gets the second spot in the group. The loser is going to actually... Oh, wait a second. Is it 2 spots? Wait, no. Oh, sorry. The loser has to go to the knockout bracket. The winner will get a final chance. Because there's 3 players go straight to the top 4, right? And the 2 winning players from each of the groups go straight through. And then the second place from each group, if you win the loser's bracket, you have to play the other guy from the other loser's bracket. So winner of this most likely gets to play Maru in a match to get a spot in the top 4. So it's a great prize for whoever does it. Either way, guys, check this out. Hero's not scouting at all. This is going to be so much fun. He's got a pylon behind the natural. SERRAL is going pretty straightforward. Hatch gas pull, no surprises. And notice he pulls off gas there. Mine's exactly 100 gas, start sling speed. I mean, would you expect anything less? The Finnish phenom just doing what we expect from him. Now, funnily enough, if Zerglings get in, or if an Overlord pokes in the main, they're not going to be able to find that second pylon. And look at this, he's going pretty deep. A lot of players give away this scouting information by building the pylon like here, Stargate right next to it, and it's really easy to scout this. SERRAL commits to the Overlord. Oh, he's going Overlord out the back door. So even if you go for a Stalker, he can hide in the dead space over here. This usually sees what your opponent's doing, but great placement for Hero. Hides the Stargate and does at least keep SERRAL a little bit in the dark. Now, third hatchery's gone down. SERRAL's still scouting. No Stalker. It's Void Ray first. Ooh! Hero's going Void Ray first. Okay, very cool. Now, keep in mind, Hero tried to macro quite hard against SERRAL in the previous round. I don't mind that he's playing a much more macro-centric style, but he's going to need to mix in some aggression, I feel like. Something to get SERRAL's attention and to get him scared. And the Void Ray already should make it really hard for SERRAL to predict what's happening. But SERRAL's got a Zergling Scout on the ground as well. His Ling Speed, kicking in right on time. That was a quick Ling Speed. He's going to already go up to 4 Queens. 5th Queen's on the way as well. So very safe play for SERRAL. And that Void Ray is going to chase after it. Now, right now, I'm surprised SERRAL isn't looking for proxies. Seeing no tech, spotting this pylon so late, I'm really surprised that he didn't actually send Zerglings around the corners. But wait a second, if we look at the vision, he did. He did check up here, and he checked the watchtower in the bottom left. So yeah, unlikely that there was any proxy locations where that could have gone down. He was still playing pretty safe, as you expect from SERRAL, especially against the dynamic player like Hero. And when we say dynamic, what do we really mean? Hero will do crazy stuff. Hero will gamble like a mad lad. He will attack like crazy. He will leave his wall wide open repeatedly so you can do run-bys. And despite that, he is still the best big tournament Protoss in the world. Max, many say, has a better skill level than him. But if you don't show up to the big tournaments, it doesn't matter, right? You know, you can be the biggest hero on the ladder in the online tournament scene. That doesn't make a difference. If you don't show up to the big world championships and the big LAN tournaments, Hero is far and away the best Protoss in that setting right now. Oracle, not able to get in. SERRAL really good on the defense so far. SERRAL has not gone for a Evo chamber. He's going to go straight Roach Warren. This is very safe play, right? 6 Queens, lots of drones. You get the Roach Warren in case there's like a Glaive Adept follow-up or anything like that. Oracle comes out, gets itself a Creep Tumor. First pick off. Can it get itself another one? Hey, changed targets. Bit of a mistake there. Should have finished the Creep Tumor, and he revelates. But of course, SERRAL will immediately replace the Creep Tumors. No big deal there for him. Now, it's an early Blink +1 for Hero. He's also going up from 2 gates to 3 gates and a Robo on the way. Wonder if we're going to see any Colossus play. I always feel like SERRAL never loses to Colossus. Like, I really feel like Blink Colossus beats just about every Zerg except for SERRAL. He's the one guy I would not advise it against. But a bit of forward blink pressure could be nice. SERRAL's going to go for this left side hatchery. He's got an Evo chamber on the way. Remember, Hero had some moments in their first series where it was competitive, but the problem is that SERRAL just kind of built enough units to shut down the aggression. And he was happy to drop lower on workers than the Protoss a few times in that first series, just to make sure Hero couldn't get momentum, because he knows that when his opponent gets momentum, doesn't matter how good you are. If you're on the back foot as a Zerg player, like, you can't just be like, oh, I'll out-micro you with Lings against Blinkstalkers. That's not really how it works. And what makes SERRAL such a special player and so hard to play against is his specialty has always been taking that momentum away from his opponent. So players will go for a big pressure, looking to put their opponent on the back foot, find damage, maybe macro up greedily behind it. SERRAL's the guy who sees it coming, makes units at the perfect time, shuts down the push, and then he drones up and goes for extra tech behind that after shutting their pressure down. And so if you as Hero can exert pressure without letting SERRAL stomp it down, that's kind of the secret to success against him. It's just very hard to find that very narrow knife's edge in order to do that. The wall's wide open. My gosh, Hero, you psychopath. He is playing SERRAL. SERRAL's not known for his big counterattack, so might be able to get away with it. Void Ray's up front. I definitely don't I want to see that Void Ray survive in this game. Zergling comes in, gets itself 2 probes. Very nice. Single Zergling gets 2 probe snipes. Void Ray and Oracles are out front. The Stalker pressure has begun. Hero's only on 58 workers. Keep in mind, it's an 8-gate, 4-gas, mass Stalker pressure. And the thing is, because that Spy is coming up, he kind of needs to do this. He's forcing Roaches and Ravagers out, so SERRAL's not able to save his gas for the Mutalisk swap. Even though I don't think Hero knows about the Mutalisk swap, that's really effective. Yeah, he has no idea about the Spire coming in. He's also stopping SERRAL from droning his 4th base. But it doesn't look like SERRAL's able to get in range of the actual 4th hatchery. Roach speed and +1 are coming in. But see the way Roaches just get outranged and out-microed by the Stalkers. Hero adds 2 more gases and a handful more probes behind this. +2 attack starts up for him as well, continuing his upgrade advantage. Stalkers trying to blink back. The Prism and the Oracles are still there. And I like the way he's not venturing too far forwards on creep. Remember what I said, exert pressure, but don't let SERRAL stomp you. Right now, equal economy, that's pretty decent for Protoss. There's going to be Templar Archives for Storm, Shield Battery and a Cannon on the front in case there's a counterattack. The +2, Charge started. Like, this is good. He's adding Immortal Storm for the transition. And because SERRAL was under so much pressure, he's only able to build 4 Mutalisks. You really want to build 5, because that's enough to one-shot probes. Zergling set off the stasis trap. Stalkers overkilling pretty hard on those. Oracle's going to turn on its laser and try to pick off some of these Ravagers, but you got to watch out for the Biles, mate. Oh! Does blink forward, gets himself a Roach and a Ravager. Not too bad. Mutalisks are going to be popping out, guys. Oh, they find the Warp Prism on the right side. He says, look, I've been spotted. It's only 4 Mutalisks. We might as well leave it there. Does add 4 more Mutalisks, so 8 Mutalisks in total. Now, Mutalisks are hard countered by Phoenix, and SERRAL is kind of your classic European, where he will not gamble on mass Mutalisk, right? Solar, Dark will occasionally go for 20 Mutalisks at once, super commit, dive into mass Mutaling Bane, and overwhelm. SERRAL is not that player, and that's why you see Hero with a very measured response. Against one of those crazier Zergs, we'd see a second Stargate, mass Phoenix, you know, all this defense. Instead, he's like, let's just build 1 cannon in each mineral line. That cannon could have been better placed further south, leaves his gas wide open, and just build Phoenix 1 at a time. And only if he sees a mass Muta commitment will he think about doing any more. You can see, oh, the High Templar! He has to morph into Archons. That's a great move for SERRAL, because all that energy you built up is now wasted. I don't think he's lost any Mutalisks. 1 Mutalisk for 7 probes and denies all of that Storm energy you'd banked up. Really good move for him. +1 melee and +2 Ranger on the way at the same time. Hive and Lurkaden. So this is it. SERRAL's staying so nimble. He opens Ravager Ling Bane, the safest comp in the game, like Roach Queen, Ravager Ling Bane. He then goes a handful of Mutas, doesn't overcommit, and then goes to Lurkers. The problem he runs into is the fact that he's going to be butting up against a maxed out supply, and he needs to find a way to trade. So that's why this Roach Ling's out here. He wants to, like, surprise SERRAL. Surprise Hero, come in from the flank, deny a base, you know, and trade off. And if Hero can just max out without making any more Stalkers, just Immortals, Storm, High Templar, his army is very, very powerful. And a lot of people will say, oh, Lurkers wreck Immortals and Storm and Protoss ground armies. Other people will say the opposite. Nice double bile to get the Observer. Good catch by SERRAL. Other people will say Immortal Storm wrecks the Lurkers. Now, the truth, whenever there's a contention like this, if you like just post on the forums and ask the average Joes, they'll be like, no, this unit's terrible. No, that unit's terrible. The real answer is it comes down to how the fights go. Immortal Storm can ravage Lurker armies, as long as you're not attacking in a clump up where all the Lurker spines are stacking on your army. A nice surround here for SERRAL. On the other hand, if you get flanked as lurkers. Like, they're like siege tanks. You get flanked, they just die so quickly. They're a bit tankier than siege tanks, but Immortals will chew through them. Second and third Stargated Fleet Peak can go down in the face of these Mutalisks. Phoenix will finally clean it up. They're happy to trade for a few more. Like I said, Serral's butting up against his supply limit, so any more kills he can get are going to help him out. Roachling does run in the stasis traps, though, freezing up a bunch of these units. He wants to get rid of these roaches especially, but being trapped by the stasis there is going to make it hard for Serral to trade up. Stork is actually very ambitiously chasing. Gets himself 2 roaches, and he should pull back to catch the stasis trap. Unless he wants to just keep blinking on this, which, hey, absolutely zero chill. Serral's going to try and take out 1 Stalker. Can he get it? And yes, he can. A single kill. The other roaches did evacuate, though, while he was distracted. He's got 5 High Templar, 2 Immortals, 2 Archons. Still only a single Robo for Hero as he goes quickly into Skytoss. He's going to go for a hybrid army. I'd love to see Tempests. I really feel that carriers are a little overrated in this matchup. I think Tempests are an amazing unit. I think a few carriers is never a bad idea, especially if the other guy has nothing that shoots up, but you don't really want to go too many because it does make it slows the play down, and this hero momentum tempo is your advantage. Stalker's getting overrun. This is a surprisingly good fight for Serral. Nexus going up in the north as well. +3 attack, +1 air weapons in the way. We got Carapace, +2 melee, Great Aspire. So Serral's planning Lurker Broodlord, the ultimate ground pounding army, but it's very weak to Tempest. So Tempest will be great. Hero hasn't made that decision. He has got +1 air armor on the way. And I imagine he's going to go Plasma Shields next. Looks like he's not going to bother with ground armor upgrades for his Zealots this game. You do get ground armor. It makes them very good in run-bys against Zerglings, but doesn't really change much against like Lurkers and Roaches. Nice attacks here, though. Even though the Zealots gets around, he gets a hatchery kill on that side. Zealots on this side doing a lot of damage, though the Lurkers will clean that one up. He's going to dive in a bit deeper. 3 Spine Crawlers. I love that positioning behind the mineral line. Cute positioning, but Serral's base taking big damage. Transfuse trying to keep it alive. The Lurkers come forward. He's trying to keep it up, but the storms, the stasis traps all over it. Another storm in that worker line would have been nice, but the Lurkers managed to defend. Great hold for Serral. He keeps his gold alive, and he keeps this base alive. That was way more impressive than I thought he'd be able to do here. Really good. I thought that was going to get a bit messy for him, but he hangs on. Mothership's on the way. Dark Shrine. 3 carriers are building, so it is going to be carriers to start. I mean, there's nothing that shoots up, so why not? Like I said, a few carriers is good. Here we go. Nice recall on that left side. Biles come down. Don't really land on anything important. 2 Infestors and a Nidus Worm. We've also, do we have Ultra Cavern? No Ultra Cavern just yet. There's not many Immortals. Oh, the Stalkers blink in. He goes for the base snipe. Oh, Hero goes for the YOLO move. Oh, I mean, he's rich. That might be okay in the short term because you're just keeping Serral small. But keep in mind, Serral's the one with the big bank. Hero's the one with the much lower supply right now. Serral stretched out a little bit, but as long as he can manage to just keep his forces together enough to defend, this could be good. And High Templar in the open. The storms are juicy, though. Super juicy storms. The observers barely survive that. You can tell Hero's army management is getting a little chaotic, right? It's just a bunch of units clearly getting kind of select all armied around the map. Oh, and these units got trapped by recall. He needs to kill this one as well. Unless he wants to use this as what I call the High Templar Tower. It's where it's just base defense for now. It's like trapped in there and you just storm units when they attack it. Still, kind of annoying having 2 supplies stuck over there. Phoenix, Oracle running forward. Oracles, Infestors run forward. One of them gets popped by a feedback. Army in the top right side. The stasis trap, still over there. That base has not been retaken. Serral right now maybe mining a little less than Protoss, but only a little less. And he's got a Nidus Worm coming up top, so he's going to be able to use this Nidus to pop out Lurkers and try and siege that base. A few Queens get taken down. Remember, there's only 4 Corruptors right now. And with only 1 Spire making air upgrades, like he's just started, +1 air attack. He does have +1 air armor for the Corruptors, though, which is the more important upgrade. Nidus in the bottom left. Hero's driven a wedge between his bases. This gold base looking mighty exposed right now. Lurkers in the top. Or actually, Roach Ling in the top. He's still got so much Roach Ling does Serral. Serral does not like wasting units. So even these early game units that are kind of past their use by date, he's finding value from them, clearing up the cannons and batteries. And I think Hero should be recalling to that top side to defend this base. But recall's still on cooldown for another 10 seconds. He's going to warp in a few Dark Templar to clean this base up. One of the Dark Templar ran away, though. He must have been a misclick there. Should not be losing this base, dude. It's going to be Recall's ready. Recall's ready. He could recall right now if he wants to save it. And it looks like the Dark Templar will indeed save that base. Nidus Worm in the main base, a few Stalkers, and a Zealot warping in there as well. But every time you force Hero to warp in these basic units, it's not really the army that Hero wants at this stage. Stalkers and Zealots aren't particularly efficient. Oh, he catches an Archon. Dude, SERRAL's getting some pickoffs right now. He's down 3,000 resources and units lost. Hero says, screw that. I'm not even going to defend my 6th base. I'm just going to leave it. And Overseer must have come up. Yeah, Overseer came up to clean the DTs, and he doesn't have the supply to warp in to deal with it. So Hero gives up his northern base. Perhaps. Is this a misplay? I really don't know, because if you let SERRAL respread creep connect all his bases, that's probably even worse, right? Losing your 6th base doesn't really matter right now. You have to keep SERRAL pinned in his corner. Oh, he's busting. He's busting. Immortal Storm coming in. He's got observers there as well. Carrier's getting abducted. Corruptors go for the snipe, but he's got so few Corruptors. It's kind of hard for him to actually even snipe anything. Finally, the Carrier and the Void Ray do go down. Time Warp goes down as well. Storms across the middle line. Corruptors take big storms. They have to back off. The Broodlord's getting decent damage, but the Hatchery does go down on the left side. Lurkers are taking that base out as well. Hero is saying base trade or die trying. I think he's going to recall. He's going to recall to that left side. Those Lurkers need to get out. SERRAL, run, run, run. SERRAL, you don't want to lose these Lurkers. Oh, he unburrows kind of late, and despite that, only loses 2-3 of these Lurkers will be going down. Oh, actually, Stalker's on the chase. Could maybe get a 4th one, especially with these guys. Oh, High Templar's right there, actually. But Infesta, Broodlord coming forward. Hero right now keeping this game messy, keeping it hard for SERRAL to actually deal with everything. The High Templar is there. The Oracle's tagging the army. The Broodlord's gathering up. There's 5 Broodlords, 3 Lurkers. That's not a lot of anti-ground. Dude, SERRAL might just get busted. Hero just goes for it. There's not enough damage to deal with the ground units, let alone the air coming in with the storm backing it up. Those Corruptors are going to abduct the mothership. The Corruptors should be able to win the air fight. Can you beat what's on the ground, though, is the question. Well, you know what? There's nothing that kills the Broodlords. He's having to storm the heck out of himself. The High Templar getting killed by their own storm, as are the Corruptors, though. Oh my lord, it's a hot mess of a fight. I don't know who comes out on top. Stalker's going to try and dive, but there's not enough to kill all those Broodlords. Just shy of the one-shot ability. Oh, the Broodlords on the ramp are big. The Broodlords on the ramp are big. 2 Broodlords go down for 2 or 3 Stalkers. That Hatchery gets sniped, though. And I think Hero might have it, because Hero's got massive income advantage. Sniping this Hatchery here and this Hatchery there is kind of huge, guys. That makes a really, really big difference. So that is actually going to be a situation now where, even with not that much income... Wow, no, you still got tons. Even your Natural's still mining a little bit. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, his mining's insane. Alright, Broodlord Corruptor. Trying to build up. SERRAL's going to try and turtle this out, but he's just got no income. Like, this base is just going to keep getting denied. You've got a few carriers rebuilding, and I guess SERRAL doesn't have the money to deal with the carriers, especially with Stalkers on the ground as well that can just jump in, snipe the Broodlords, and potentially overwhelm from there. High Templar, regathering Storm Energy, Tempest up there. I like this. So SERRAL, if Hero played a bit conservatively, I think SERRAL would have won this game. But there was so many moments where instead of defending, Hero ran in and said, I'll let you kill my base or do some damage, but I'll focus on denying your base. And using that aggressive movement is so key, because on this map, it's actually quite hard to defend these spread out bases, I would say, for a Zerg player. I think Protoss much more enjoys Golden Aura than Zerg. I think for Zerg, it's like, man, these bases get really kind of spread, and actually it's the Protoss late game army that's more mobile than the Lurker Broodlord. You know, Broodlord's not as strong as they once were back in the day. They're a long-range unit that can pick away, but they can't do too much else. Stalker's poking around. Got to be careful, it's a lot of Lurkers there. You're not going to get that base snipe. Hero poking in. He's got 3/3 air armor attack and +2 plasma shields on the way. He's really well prepared for late game. You can tell Hero is not just doing the same old I'm trying to cheese you Hero style that we kind of expect. If he can get SERRAL's respect in a macro game in game 1, cheese game 2, this could be like a dominant series. This could be the rare, I'm just going to wipe you out, right? I'm just going to smack you in the face and knock you unconscious very early on. Roach is running around the top side. There's Dark Templar up there. 4 Roaches and an Overseer. We'll be able to deal with that Dark Templar. No blink for the DTs in this scenario. Get a few hits off. Morph Archon. 4 Roaches. We'll be able to kill that. Takes a while though. Archons are tanky boys, but +2 range attack helps. Mama's going to come forward, and she does slowly start to zap the Roachies. A few Stalkers moving north to deal with it. SERRAL's going Neuroparasite. The Hail Mary ability. The, oh, please, Lord, let me back into this game. And it's probably his best shot right now. Couple of good Neurals, maybe feed back the other High Templar, storm his own army, get a few Immortals or Archons on side. If you can Neural some Archons, actually, they can be game changers. Oh, Stalkers are just going to dive. Hero's like, YOLO. And this is the right move. He's got more money. He can afford to throw these units away. SERRAL can't afford these trades. And look at this. Stalkers come back. Where's the storm? Oh, SERRAL tries to jump on top. He doesn't have the numbers. Even with a good parasitic bomb combo, he gets a few air units. He's going to lose a lot of corruptors doing this. This is an amazing fight for SERRAL. This is an amazing fight for SERRAL. Great ambush. He just doesn't have the numbers. This is actually such a good catch on Hero's army. But it's like, you know, he basically just ambushed him, but he's like a 4-foot child. And SERRAL's like a 7-foot tall friggin' Viking warrior, you know? And you're like, well, it's cool you caught him from behind, but like it doesn't matter because you can't actually do any damage anyway. You know, you just have so few units to capitalize on it. Units lost tab is 6,000 resources in favor of Hero, man. SERRAL in trouble right now. He was even supply blocked for a moment in the late game. 46 drones cannot keep up with an 80 worker economy. SERRAL is a very good StarCraft player, but a magician he is not. And right now he cannot, you know, bend the fabric of reality. He's not an illusion mage. He's not going to be able to enchant Hero into forgetting how to play StarCraft today, I don't think. Here we go. Goes for the neurals, maybe. Oh, one of them was revelated. And SERRAL's like, this is dumb. What am I doing still in this game? He taps out Hero with a fantastic game one. In his face with the Stalkers, but you know what I have to really give him credit with this victory for? This Stalker pressure was so un-Hero. He both leaned into the pressure pretty hard with 8 gate and didn't take 6 gases, but then he still didn't overcommit because he just knows that SERRAL's so safe. So then once he got the position, he just takes gases, probes up, transitions, adds a 4th base, does all these things, and he just never stepped on creep. He just like picked off the creep, poked, pulled back, poked, pulled back. Classic Hero would dive in this deep, get surrounded by Ravagerling, lose his whole army, and then it's just, you're dead. This was really, really calculated game one. All right, guys. We've got SERRAL in the top right side of the map and Hero in the bottom left of Crimson Court. Crimson Court is a map the Zerg players do tend to enjoy. What? Man, his wall-offs are so weird. I guess he can, yeah, he can fit a Cybercore. I guess if you go Cybercore there, it walls off with the crates, doesn't it? Yeah, that'll be fine. That's an okay wall-off. I'm a big fan of Protoss just taking the normal 3rd base and only going for the rich gas with their 4th. But I've seen a lot of players, like Max Packs, just go straight for that purple gas. A lot of the Zergs love this purple gas base as well because it's got this nice ramp you can defend in front of it. But last time they played this in the previous round, SERRAL kept, you know, Hero kept attacking with Blink Stalkers, got a bit of chaos going, but then SERRAL just managed to overwhelm him in the middle of the transition. Probes doing some good damage. Why does Hero like this wall? Hero does all sorts of random walls. I think he prefers this wall. Partially because he can build shield batteries out front, which is really nice. But also, it's very easy with this wall to make sure you have a big space here that you can just build a gateway in. And if you can just build a gateway there to wall off if there's an all-in, that's convenient. That's really, really nice, right? So it just works out well that you can do an easy emergency wall in. The problem for Hero is because he's a very chaotic player, he doesn't plan his builds out very much. He doesn't really practice exact pylon placement. And I think he just found that this was the easiest way to have a relatively consistent wall off that he can do an emergency building block with if it does turn out there's a big Zerg all in. A lot of other players can build the pylon in the back and still have space for that because they plan exactly on the grid where they want the pylon to go down. Problem is when Hero used to do those walls, he would often have his pylon a bit too close to the wall, so he couldn't squeeze like he'd have like the pylon here, and the opening would be between the gate and the Cybercore, and he couldn't squeeze another building, so he'd have to wall off with a pylon, which is a very weak structure that they could just blow up with banelings or roaches. Probe does get taken down. SERRAL's happy about that, and of course SERRAL's going to take that middle base. Every Zerg is in love with the purple gas on this map. And Queen Walk is one of the main things. Like, the meta on this map is basically Zerg takes purple gas, Zerg walks Queens and Ravages across the map, and you know this is coming. Now, obviously, because you know it's coming, like, I would just assume that SERRAL's not going to do it. Because number one, he's a more defensive player. He doesn't like to all in as much in this matchup. And number two, it's so predictable on this map. So I think I would just gamble as Hero and say, yeah, you're not going to do that. I don't need to be safe against him. He's going Void Ray for the 2nd time. Adept does clean up the Zergling in the main. Adept out front was getting some scouting as well. SERRAL is droning hard. Notice how the next 3 drones out of the main, he rallies back to gas. That's his first lava inject worth. Meanwhile, he didn't inject his natural at all yet. He's just going quick creep tumors, trying to connect his bases, get those creep pods out, and trying to sneak an Overlord in, but the Adept spots where that is, and that allows him to rally his Void Ray in exactly the correct angle. Really quick 3rd and 4th gas, so this looks like a Tempest build. He did this versus Solar? Yeah, it's Tempest! It's Tempest! He did this versus Solar, guys. Hero Up 1-0 and looking to rush. And you know what? You're building a hatchery really close to my base. Tempests are going to be even stronger, especially using this ledge on the left. Where's the second Stargate, though? It's a little late. There we go. Second Stargate goes down. He did just wall off his base there. It does make moving in and out a bit more awkward later on. Shouldn't be a big difference maker, though. He's going to wall out that left side, go for third base behind it. Void Ray denying scouting. Remember what I said is go game 1, super straight up macro focused. Yeah, he did a bit of a blink pressure to get Serral's attention. But game 2, it's something that's very, very different. 2 Stargate. It could be carriers, technically. But I think Tempest, is what he showed earlier against Solar. It would be kind of wild for him to go carriers here. Tempest and building damage, kinetic redirection, that's plus 40. That's double damage versus buildings. Means the Tempest do 80 damage a shot, guys. Takes about 20 shots to kill a hatchery once you get that upgrade, which is not that many. If you get 4 Tempests out, it's 5 volleys, right? Obviously, they do 40 damage still to queens, which means 5 Tempest shots to 1 shot a queen, which is huge. Void Ray on the right side as well. Here we go. Lair and Roach Horn on the way. Lots of drones coming in. We've got creeps spreading in every single direction. Third Nexus on that left side of the map. Tempest coming out. We've got 2 Stargates. Second one's not going right now. Gotta be on point with that production error. Now, does SERRAL know what's happening? Let's go to SERRAL's vision, guys. SERRAL sees 2 Adepts. He can assume you've taken that base on the left, but he knows nothing else about what you're doing. He doesn't know the third base is a bit later than normal. He doesn't realize that third base just started, but this Overlord's huge. This Overlord's going to tell him what he needs to know. Right now, he's building Roaches, though, because he thinks there might be an Adept timing coming. He's like, there could be Adepts, Zealots coming out. I don't know what's happening. SERRAL's Overlord's about to see the Nexus. He needs to look at it. He needs to look at that Overlord on the left side of the map. We're on his camera right now. He sees the Tempest. Never mind. He spotted the Nexus too late. Void Ray's going to get that Overlord kill. Tempests are coming in. The first 2 Tempests arriving. Oh, gee golly. He's in trouble, guys. 7 Queens. He drops the Spire instantly in the back of his base. He's trying to quickly move his Spore Crawlers to the front. He wants to keep that Purple Gas alive as long as possible, but that's easier said than done. The Tempest, I don't even think you should be attacking the Purple Gas, to be honest. I think it's like one of the lower value targets here. Void Ray Tempest doing its work. I love it. The Void Ray is going to take out that gas. He does get rid of a high energy queen. Notice he targeted the high energy queen. Really well done. Void Rays and Tempest will take this out. Tectonic destabilizes. Sorry, it's not kinetic redirection, is it? That's a different upgrade. That's the Stormgate one. Did I call it kinetic redirection? Is that the Stormgate Lancer upgrade? It's Tectonic destabilizes. I don't know why I got those names confused. Oh, he loses a Tempest to the Queens. What are you doing? Don't turn around. Why'd you turn around to shoot? Hero! SERRAL goes around the left side with Massling Roach. It's a sick counterattack. He needs to just wall off here. Oh, no, cancel. Get the probes out. You gotta get the probes out, though. He's walling out his own probes, guys. Tempest Void Ray will eventually defend, but he's got to be careful. The probes over there trying to fight. He's lost 1 Tempest on the front, which is a big problem, because now he doesn't have the 5 Tempest to one-shot the Queens. Not that he would have had that anyway, since this Tempest has diverted to the left side. Probes are trying to fight right now. He's walled himself out, guys, with that pylon, and now the probes are being presented gift-wrapped as a prize. Queen's coming out again. Pull back! Hero, stop turning to fight when you're losing Tempests! No! Hero loses a second Tempest in the Chaos. Oh, SERRAL actually the one upping the Chaos factor this time around, guys. He's mind open this side to let those units through. He's still getting kills over here as well. This is absolutely wild. He's going to be able to get the hatchery. Is he going to be able to get the hatchery? Dude, you have to kill the hatchery. The hatchery is the bare minimum damage. If you don't kill the hatchery, this is such a problem. How many Queens has he killed? Units lost type is obviously in the favor of Hero, but you gotta realize Hero has invested so much in Tempest Tech, and now the hatchery, it's gonna survive. Oh no, the hatchery survived. That's never meant to happen, guys. Corruptors are out. They're gonna chase him away. SERRAL, can he transfuse that Corruptor? No, does lose it. That Void Rays come out. Void Rays come out. Dude, the Void Rays are gonna join up. If he can overwhelm, there's 4 Queens, 4 Corruptors, 1 Spore Crawler. Spore Crawler's going to go down really quickly. Void Rays are going to go for it. He's going to get rid of the gas one more time. Dude, he does have flux capacitors as well. That's right, Void Ray speed. For some reason, there's probes over here, guys. He's still, this pylon, his probes are trying to get to his third, and they're rallying through SERRAL's base to his own third base. Oh, Hero, I mean, the pylon was a good idea initially, but he needed to realize and cancel that. That was a big, big problem, guys. If he just ran his probes away, took the third on the right side, and gave up this base, and then focused on his Tempest micro, he could have killed SERRAL's third and kept way more probes alive. He lost 9 probes and a Nexus. I mean, despite that, it's still a pretty even game because he killed, what did he kill? 9 Queens, 30 Zerglings. He's killed the Rich Gas a few times, a couple of drones. Corruptors are in such a low number for SERRAL, but if he has enough transfuse on the Corruptors, that can really help. It's just that Void Rays kind of wreck Corruptors. So you kind of need to bait out the prismatic alignment, and that's hard because he's got Tempests that outrange you. So what are you going to do? Run back and forth at the edge of his range? The Tempest will just be picking off Corruptors as you do that. Serral's still in a hard position. This is a very close game. The one thing is there are Roaches out. You could make Ravagers. Ravagers are actually very good versus Void Rays because in a fight, if you just keep spreading Biles across them, they need to keep dodging. So if Hero doesn't pre-spread before the fight, which obviously Hero's not going to do, then his Void Rays will be very stacked up. So you do need to be careful of that. And Serral's going all in. Serral's not droning his fourth, guys. Look at this. Serral's yeah, he's going all in. Serral is going completely all in right now. He's just making Corruptors, Overlords, Queens. I imagine he's going to make a bunch of Ravagers and he's going to try and kill this middle base. Hero has Tempest. He has Void Rays. He's making more Void Rays. He's making air weapons. Like I said, Ravager, Biles spread across this army could kind of be a problem. But if you get to like +2 air weapons, he's even getting Plasma Shields, which is adorable. That could be big. Corruptors looking for a Void Ray snipe. But there's more Void Rays nearby. Starts to unzip his fly, but Serral quickly realizes this is a no-go zone for those Void Rays. Hallucinated Phoenix sees the Ravager morph. That's huge. Notice he doesn't use the Prismatic Alignment yet. 3 Corruptors have already died in this game. Here comes the all-in. Serral's got an Infestation Pit in case he needs to transition. This is a massive commitment to an attack. Biles, watch out for the Biles! Hero! What are you doing, mate? Hero just lost 7 Void Rays to a series of Biles that weren't even aimed at them. They were aimed for the bloody battery. They were aimed for the battery. The mad lad. Hero, this was such a good build order for him. His strategic choice was great, but his execution has been lacking. Serral finding massive value. Now he's got 21 Corruptors against 6 Void Rays. It would have been 13 Void Rays otherwise, which would have been a much better fight for the Protoss. Instead, Probes are fighting the ground army. Biles breaking the force fields. The Void Rays, look at how much damage even a few Void Rays do, but they're just dying too quickly for it to matter. No battery in the back to heal either. The Stalkers and the Sentries only peppering out a little bit of damage. And Serral not only keeps his third alive, counterattacks, kills Hero's third, and then hits him with an absolutely walloping timing attack. GG, well played, Serral, you absolute monster. All right. Well, that was unfortunate. Hero just had a genius build order, perfect for the map. Hit it so well. But once the pressure hit, so many mistakes. Losing 2 Tempests to Queen Micro. Panicking. Somehow, he didn't expect the Roach Ling to counterattack his third like that. And he kind of panicked a little bit, right? Walled his own probes in. Took forever to rebuild his third while losing the Tempests. And then the Void Rays into the Bile to top it off was just unfortunate. Now look at this. He goes for the block. Serral went 14 hatchery. Serral has got to be so happy after that last game. He's like, dude, I can't believe I won this. Like there is a feeling of relief because you know you're meant to be down 0-2 right now. You're like, wow, that was a messy game. You know, I mean, I did some stuff, and even then I think maybe I was losing, but then I biled down 7 Void. Like, this is the sort of surprising thing that I have happened to me on the ladder because I'm playing normies. I cannot imagine Serral manages to bile down 7 Void Rays much on the ladder. I don't know if that's ever happened to him on the ladder, let alone in a world championship against the best Protoss in the world. I mean, this is crazy. So Serral's got to just be like, I'm so lucky today. We are blessed. Lady Luck is shining on us. You know, I don't know if he did a human sacrifice Viking style before this tournament, but he's definitely happy that this is tied up rather than facing down the barrel end of a very possible 0-2. Probes being very annoying there. Serral's having to counter micro quite a lot. Dude, Hero stole that mineral patch for a good 8 seconds. That was sick. Second gas goes down. Wall off here once again, going for his thick boy wall off. I do love that Hero always leaves the opening on the same side as the third base. So an army here defends the choke point and there. Busting through the cyber core to open up that left side of the wall. Very hard to do. Very tanky structure. The best Protoss? Question mark? You guys can argue for Max Pax all you want, but until he shows up to a big tournament, he does not have the cred. I mean, you could say right now Max Pax is a higher skill level than Hero, but he is nowhere near as great as he is. Same way we can't say that Clem's anywhere near as great as Serral. Doesn't matter. He's going to need to string quite a lot of wins together before he gets anywhere near Serral's resume. And it's the same thing with Max Pax to Hero. Max Pax hasn't even been to a single LAN tournament. As much as I love Max Pax, and I think he's one of the greatest players out there in terms of current skill level, he does not have the performances at LAN, in person, traveling, at live setups, on stage, dealing with all those variables that Hero has for over a decade. Hero was winning IEMs over 10 years ago, and he is still winning tournaments today. He still looks like he's a bloody 22-year-old in my mind. He's got that, I don't know, that Korean face care regimen or whatever. He's got a cheeky grin on his face. He cheeses the heck out of his opponents. He literally will come over to commentators giggling and ask us if we like his strategy after he pulls out a cheeky build. Like, he has so much fun playing the game. And I really think that's Hero's specialty. I think that's what's given him such longevity to his career. So he has a lot of fun. Now, of course, SERRAL is in the military at the time of playing this tournament. I believe he should have been discharged by now. But that means his practice has been interrupted. Some saying, will it affect his skill level? Didn't make much difference in Dallas. He still comes into this World Championship as the overall favorite to win the entire thing. But Hero, the Protoss Hope, the one guy that everyone's got their eyes on. And he's going to go... Oh, I thought he was going to go Oracle, but no, it is Void Ray first yet again. And let's see if there's any adjustments on SERRAL's side. SERRAL back on gas with just 2 workers for now. That Overlord, bit of a opportune supply block moment, but... Hatchery's going to finish. 3rd worker on gas. Notice he's skipping on spores. This is what you want to do. So notice when you see a Void Ray, you pull all your Overlords back to hide them. This guy should usually pull back as well, but he's leaving it there for the moment. I guess the Void Ray needs to go pretty far to the corner to get rid of it, and you do really want to see Oracles coming in from this side. But you don't want to give the Void Ray any free kills, and you want to delay your spores, because you're only worried about the Oracle coming in, which is after the Void Ray. The Void Ray is too slow for you to need Spore Crawlers. Queens are actually much better at dealing with the Void Ray. But now, 3 queens at the front. No queen in the main, but one will pop out just in time to deflect this. Oracle's going to come in. Let's see what he can find. Main thing is don't take damage, Hero. Yeah, he sees 3 queens, immediately turns around. Very good response from Hero. Void Ray there, poking around as well. A couple Zerglings still got good scouting. This is what's impressive is SERRAL, if there is like a quick Glaive Adept follow-up, he's going to see it. Second Stargate Fleet Beacon again? Again? No. Hero's like, okay... Number 1, you would never expect it twice. Number 2, can I please get a go around? Can I do the same thing again? Because I screwed everything up that game. If I just don't screw it up, I could totally win off this opening. I mean, you're right, but I think SERRAL should be even more aware of this as a possibility. I mean, SERRAL's such a stable player. He ended up winning the game. He might end up being in exactly the same position. But I don't know. I feel like he's going to start recognizing the tells. Oh, yeah. Gets a creep tumor and a drone. Denies the 4th. Slick moves for Hero. He sees that the lair's not finished. Oh, it's Carrier. Okay, 2 carriers starting. Double chrono. Very nice. So it's going to be a carrier opening. Now, the question is, what do you do after carriers? Blink is what Classic kept doing last year at Gamers 8. It looked very good. It didn't look... it looked good. It looked really good. I don't know, though. It does slow down things. We'll see what he opts for. He's got a few Stalkers out, trying to convince his opponent that he is going Blink Stalkers. Did SERRAL see 6 gas? SERRAL saw a gas going down very early, so he knows this is a very economic play. He doesn't really know what it is. He's going Hydroden. Oh, SERRAL's playing Hydroden. Okay. Oracle trying to get some damage. He sees it. Oh, okay. And does Hero go straight Storm after this, Twilight? I wonder if he drops the Templar Archives immediately. And does he go 3rd and 4th carrier, or do we stop at 2? I kind of like the double carrier commitment, just because they're so expensive. Oh, Oracle goes back in, gets 3 drones, almost loses it. Spore Trick did save one of them. That Oracle's been pretty effective. Adepts are here. They're going to... Oh, he kind of surrounds himself a little bit. Not the best move with the Adepts, but they do shade... Oh, he didn't shade to safety. Why did he... Not... What? Why didn't he shade? That was weird. Oh, man. He doesn't have anything to defend. Dude, Hero building a cannon in front of the enemy Zerglings. Oh my god, he pulls out of his wall. Oh no, SERRAL, what? You gonna run away from that? I guess the carriers were close by and they do have good damage. I would not have resisted that. So I don't know about you guys. I would have split 15 lings in the natural and I absolutely would have committed to that fight because the Oracle was out of energy. Maybe I'm definitely more of a crazy man than SERRAL apparently. I see that many Zerglings I've invested in. I want to trade those immediately. I want to mess up the Protoss and try to keep him on the defensive. He's going to try and track these carriers across the map. Doesn't quite see them, though. The carriers are going past. We do have a 3rd and 4th carrier about to pop out, guys. Ooh, doesn't deal with the Overseer, but there we go. Void Ray will do so. Cannon and battery should help defend. That cannon's going to go down. Hero, quick cancel. Nice move. He pulled out of his wall. Of course he pulled out of his wall. He also put his carriers home for a second. That was an F2 if I've ever seen one. Behind it, Hive and a very quick Evo chamber. Dude, his Hive's going to be finished at 8 minutes. It's going to be finished at 8 minutes. That is an 8-minute Hive. Dude, you better get those Templar out. And he is going Templar, which is good, but I think Serral knows about it. Yeah, he saw the Templar archives. He knows it's ground transition. This is a hybrid style from Hero. Hero's carry is out in the open. Hydra's coming forward, throws the interceptors, but bunch of free interceptor snipes there. Oh, and a cancel on the 4th. Serral keeping the Lings alive for the big value 4th base denial. And he's going to go Infestors. Now remember, Infestors can be used for Microbial Shroud, but also to fungal your opponent's units. You can like catch High Templar. My question is, or you can Microbial Shroud your Ultralisk so they take almost 0 damage from carriers. Remember, Microbial Shroud, it is an AoE Orange Cloud 50% damage reduction from enemy air units, which is a really, really cool spell. He's going to go Ultra Queen Hydra Infestor, the old school rogue style. This style from Serral is unbreakable. It's so good at surviving and just defending. Kind of sucks at forcing fights. Ooh, gets himself an Oracle Snipe. Good snatch by Serral. So the problem is, because you kind of need to fight in your Microbial Shroud with your Queens, your Hydras, you can't really run off creep and like fight. Like Storm's still going to be really good against you unless your Ultras can clear the High Templar and stuff. So if you can get rid of all the High Templar, get enough creep forward, yeah, you can take a big Hydra, Microbial Shroud fight, but he doesn't have Ultras just yet. Those High Templar are the scary thing. There's only 3 High Templar. Storm is ready. Moving down this right side, Hero is so aggressive, dude. He needs an Observer so badly. There's so much creep. This is so weird right now. Can he just break Serral? It's a crazy commitment. But there's Microbial Shroud Queen. Yeah, you have to run away. I think that's the thing is you can hold an area, but as long as Hero is not silly enough to fight into that, he can just keep like running in, drop a Storm, force your Microbial Shroud, rotate. But he's got to get rid of the creep. He's got second Robo Bay coming in. Oh, he wants to go Disruptors to deal with the Infestors. Disruptors are the best way to pop Infestors from a distance. A few Zealots and Archons coming in from behind. Mass Zergling with no melee upgrades. Serral's army, he's maxed out and he's kind of in this weird position. Hero forcing a big response to the air, then going back into ground is making things quite awkward. His cannons refusing to die, dude. Battery overcharge does block the big Zergling run by attempt. Neuroparasites on the way, more Ultras as well. Ultras on the ground, Neuroparasite, the carriers, or even the Immortals and the Archons could be a big winning play. I have no idea how this plays out. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not experienced with Ultra Hydra Infesta. It's a weird army. Baneling speed is not being made yet. Banelings could be a good addition for quickly clearing Zealots and High Templar whenever there's not too many Archons. But when there's enough Archons, Banelings aren't going to be very effective. The Ultralisk going to get surrounded. Careful, Serral. Look at that, guys. He's going to try and pull to the choke point, is he? That's much better. Yeah, because now he's getting maximum splash damage and he wasn't surrounded anymore. Army on the right side there for Hero. Units lost tab is better for Hero by 500. And that Ultralisk with 9 Zealot kills. Got to be happy with that. Now, the scary thing is that Serral is the best late game Zerg versus Protoss player of all time. I mean, famous 3.5 hour series versus Trap. We had, so many crazy games he's played, but with this style, what's it look like? I have no idea. He's got to give that base up. Bunch of drones going down. It's so hard for him to force a fight. He needs to commit to a big Ultra flank. I think for Serral, get Ultras across the map. He needs to start smashing into bases with Ultra Baneling. And then when Hero is worried about defending his bases, then you jump on top of his army, catch his High Templar out with some Ultras, and dive with your Hydra Queen Infesta. It's not a very impressive dive, I guess is the problem. It's so easy for carriers to just walk away from that fight. And he gets himself a Disruptor, not bad there for Serral. He does have Adrenal Glands. It's kind of funny to have Adrenal before having a single melee upgrade, but 40% attack speed is nice. Lings in the main, gonna find good value. Hero running around chasing his tail a little bit. He's got to make sure he doesn't give Serral too much room to breathe. Cannons are going to be forced in all of these bases. As the Zerglings burrow around. 2 Vipers coming in to round out the spellcasters. 4 Infestors, 2 Vipers, not a bad call. 4 Robos is going to be the play. Now we've got a few Disruptors to try and pop the Infestors, but there's only 1 Immortal. Guys, Hero knows about the Ultras and he's only got 1 Immortal. What is he doing? He needs to run home. What is he doing? It's a Zealot Stalker. Guys, why is Hero on his side of the map? His army is so much worse than Serral's right now. There's 8 Ultras. He's seen Ultras and he hasn't built a counter. You need to have at least 5 Immortals in here. What is Hero doing attacking right now? Serral's going to go for it. Serral's going to go for it. This is the perfect fight timing-wise for Serral. His army's much better. Hero has no business being on this side of the map, but he does pull back to the choke point, and that's a good call. If Hero can get back and get out of there, that'll be great. His Twilight Council's going down. Why is he still attacking? Hero, get out of here. Build Immortals. He's building a Colossus and Tempests. Hero, are you drunk? Build Immortals, please. Sorry, guys, I'm a rabid hero fanboy. Why would you build a Colossus against this army? It's going to do nothing against Queens and Ultralisks. He now sees Mass Ultra. Okay, at least he can just lose this base. You've got 4 Robos. Why are you not building Immortals? This is 101 of late game PvZ. Ultras are meant to be a good surprise unit, but once you get a ball of Immortals, they're garbage. Hero is not responding. He should be killing his own Stalkers and Zealots right now to build more Immortals. Instead, he's going Mass Stargate, and he's just built a round of Tempests. Befuddling. Absolutely befuddling. Hero is the greatest player of all time, who is impossible to understand his mindset, because he does so many genius moves mixed with things that I simply cannot comprehend what he is even trying to do. Okay, he's going to throw some Zealots away on the counterattack while cleaning up these Hydras. Hero, come on, man. Come on. Immortals, you've got 20 supply. You build 4 Immortals with that. Okay, 1 Immortal and 6 High Templar. You've already... Okay, so 9 High Templar. What is he... Guys, he's seen 8 Ultralisks. He's leaving his left side wide open. The cannons are going down. The Hero... Okay, he starts a second Immortal. He has 4 Robos, but I think he might have forgotten to control group them, or he's just supply blocked. Dude, I like, when I see Ultras, all I do is camp behind choke points and buildings. If I see this many Ultras, until I have at least 5 Immortals, probably 6 or 7. Instead, he's attacking with Archon Disruptor High Templar, which loses to Ultras. This is crazy. This is a crazy move for Hero. His carriers, he's got 6 carriers against 19 Corruptors. If he loses his High Templar Archon to the Ultras, the carriers will get wiped by the Corruptors. If he's presenting himself on a platter, remember I said you can't really force fights as SERRAL, but Hero is playing so aggressive with the worse army that he's giving SERRAL opportunities. And I mean, SERRAL hasn't really found the opportunity because it's so hard to force a fight with Queens and his slow units, but now that he's mostly just Ultra Queen Viper Infestor, he's a bit more mobile. And this army is just not being modified. It's still only 3 Immortals. I know I'm a very harsh criticizing commentator, guys, but I would love to hear any arguments if you disagree with me. Here we go, big fight, Ultras coming in, Disruptors take out 1 Infestor, 2-3 Infestors go down, massive wombo combo on the air units, and the Ultras come in with such a big surround, mass transfuse as well on the Ultras. The Ultras just aren't dying, there's only 3 Immortals in the army. The Ultras just are not dying, they wipe out the entire ground army, while Fungal, Parasitic Bomb, and Corruptors wipe out the air army, and I could see that a mile away. Anyone could see that a mile away who knows fundamentals of late game ZvP. But Hero... he had such a good opening as well. Like, he forced this into SERRAL into an awkward composition, and then he failed to counter the composition. Hero's openings are fantastic. They're so good, but it feels like he is getting a bit excited in this series, and he's fumbling a little bit. I can't come up with a reasoning for him not checking his army comp. Late game, when it slows down, is all about your army comp. So much Zealot Stalker in that army. 3 Disruptors is okay to deal with the Infestor Queen, but you have to replace some of those trash units, those Stalkers and Zealots, with more Immortals, or you're just not going to be able to get through them. Ling's coming in for the counterattack. Hero's going to attack again with a measly force. He's going to take out a base, but the Broodlords and the Infestors are now here as well, and that's going to cause him so much trouble. Ling's clearing up his 3rd base. Stalkers will blink away. He's going to try and recall the Immortals. I actually love that move for Hero. That's cute. But he's going to lose this base. Immortal's going to get surrounded and taken down. +2 melee is now done, so the upgraded Zerglings are actually doing much better now that they've got a few of those ups. Yeah. I mean, it's good to play a sort of chaotic in your opponent's face style, and I think if Hero was playing against Lurker Broodlord, it's okay to have a bit more of a hodgepodge army. But the moment you see Mass Ultra, it demands a very different approach from the Protoss. And you don't play against it very much, so you don't get as much practice. It might be something Hero hasn't played against in months, but remember even Dark took out Raynor in that tournament when Raynor was playing Protoss. The final game was just Ultras all over the map. Ultra multi-prong. Few moments where Raynor almost stabilized, but he just couldn't quite get his Immortal count high enough in that game as well, because he got no time. Oh, look at that. He's using the Archon friendly fire to try and kill the Zergling, but it takes multiple hits, man. Oh no, he doesn't know exactly where the Zergling is. He can't figure it out. He's just like, screw it, I'll wait for the cannon. The Stalkers have to blink away in the middle as well, guys. Oh me, oh my. And now it's a Broodlord Corruptor. Lurker's coming in. SERRAL's happy to play the more chill late game now that he's got himself an advantage. He was hoping to kill that cannon, so that burrowed Zergling would have remained. Zealots on the left side coming in once more. SERRAL is down on the income right now, so keep in mind, SERRAL's all of his real economies in the bottom right. His top left side keeps on being denied by Hero's aggressive play. Hero's getting to Remax now with Tempest in the mix as well. Tempest's really good for picking off those Broodlords from far away. And there's still a few Ultras out, but only 3. So I think having 3 Immortals is totally fine in this case, right? Probably more important to have a few more Archons. And Hero can work on a really nice maxed out army. If he wins from here, I would be so impressed. Units lost tab, 10,000 resources in SERRAL's favor. Just goes to show how awkward those attacks were. Now, if you want to throw your units away, if you don't want to kill your own Stalkers and Zealots, he could have split Stalker Zealot to counterattack the bottom right and the top left at the same time, and probably found some decent value. Oh, Banelings, slow Banelings even blowing up so much there. Oh my lord, the Ultra Baneling run-bys. Really good way to use these Ultras, these Lings, these Banes. Lings are going to try to take the base down. They shouldn't be able to kill it though, and the Zerglings will accidentally click through the army. Stalker counterattack on the bottom right side. Yeah, we were talking about this. You can get value with these little counterattacks. Unfortunately, these two aren't going to achieve much. They're going to go down. And Hero can't really afford to be throwing units away anymore. Only 55 probes for him. Oh, it's such a, I really feel like because Hero's playing such a dynamic style, heavy blink pressure into macro, heavy tempest pressure into Void Ray Skytoss macro, heavy carrier pressure into macro. Like, he's done so many different things. SERRAL's playing kind of afraid right now. I guess what I feel like, man, it's like you've actually got SERRAL in this rare position where SERRAL is maxing out on weird comps where he's like, I have a few Mutalisks and a few Ultras and a few Queens and a few Infestors and a few Hydras, and Protoss, you want to put Zerg in that position. You want to make them max out on weird units. You build the perfect efficient comp and then you beat them down with it, but feels like Hero just hasn't practiced against an Ultralisk style in a long time and did not have his theory brushed up on exactly what to do. You should know from Heart of the Swarm. Heart of the Swarm, Ultras were a little more popular against Protoss. Dude, those fungals from SERRAL. Oh, big feedbacks. Nice feedback, Tempest volley. Wow, I thought SERRAL was going to catch so much. He just lost so many Infestors. 12 Infestors have gone down this game, but he's still denying the 5th base. I mean, Hero just has no income, so these are truly Pyrrhic victories. He's still warping in Stalkers as well, which I get. You want something mobile. You're trying to find success by attacking. You're down 30 army supply. SERRAL is playing ridiculously patient right now. One could criticize him for that and say, what are you doing? Just go kill this army, dude. But I think he wants to take his time. He doesn't want to stand on the edge. When you're fighting Tempest, you can't... When you fight, you have to commit as the Zerg. If you stand at arm's length, because the Tempest outrange you, he's just going to pick off units for free. So you can't, like, skirmish with him. You have to go for one big, decisive engage. He's got 6 Infestors, 1 Viper. Ultralisk gets killed on the way home. Infestor fishing. Does pull back. Zerglings coming in from behind. Those are going to go down. Hero has 103 army supplies. SERRAL has 140. SERRAL's taking gas in the bottom left side as well. His income, miles ahead. Double the minerals. A little down on the gas. But he's got bank. Infestor Fungal. Oh, he gets one on the High Templar. Spreads with the Corruptors. And that first Broodlord volley ends so many of those High Templar. Only 1 High Templar left alive. And that is the power. If you can catch the High Templar with a Fungal, land a Broodlord volley, and just disengage, fade away, transfuse, heal your units up, and then go again, that was so good value. He's still ahead 10,000 resources, the units lost. Stalkers in the bottom right. Cute move there. Using that Stalker ability. He says, where are your Ultras and Lings at, buddy? Well, look at this. SERRAL still using Burrowed Zerglings to deny expansions. It's got to get so irritating. It's everywhere. SERRAL's all over Hero in this game. It's funny because I feel like SERRAL should just be going to win, and I do think he could do that. But this is classic SERRAL late game. SERRAL late game is the most careful thing you've ever seen. He's just like, no risks. Like, there are times in Zerg vs. Terran, many times, where I feel like SERRAL could just literally rally units and win the game. And he just sits there for like 5 minutes, and you're like, man, you're letting Terran recover. And then he just crushes the next fight so decisively, it doesn't matter. SERRAL is a patient fisherman. He will sit there waiting for the perfect catch. He'll keep throwing those fish back. He's like, yeah, not that impressive. Yeah, not that impressive. When he finally lands it, it's like watching, it's like the old man in the sea, man. SERRAL's just a dude in a rickety old fishing boat towing in a friggin' 6-ton marlin or whatever. Like, it's just like, okay, you psychopath. That thing weighs more than your boat. What are you doing? But he's like, no, I like perfect engagements. I like efficiency. And look at this. Speaking of efficiency, he just keeps chain fungling these stalkers. They can't get out of there. Pig, the old man died? You didn't read that book? Old man, I mean, everyone dies eventually. Old man in the sea, he doesn't... Does he die? Maybe he dies after he gets back. The guy's like, buy him a beer. Pretty sure was the ending to that book. It was a great book, man. Everyone dies eventually. That was a great ending to that book. It's a good one, man. I'm trying to remember. I read it so long ago. Maybe I'm misremembering the story. Maybe it was the boy that came back alone? I thought the old man came back as well. Could be wrong. I think the old man goes out alone. Yeah, because the boy doesn't come with him. Nexus goes up. They all buy him a beer. And they're like, oh, you legend. And some tourists don't even realize. They're just like, oh, we love our mojitos. Anyways, SERRAL's coming forward now. He's going to deny that Nexus. Here we go. Infested Broodlord's coming forward. Oh! Oh! Big fungals. But he's not able to capitalize. Time Warp. Great Time Warp for Hero. Hero focusing the Broodlords. But Mama gets abducted. Oh, she gets out, though. SERRAL fading away there, trying to play very carefully. He doesn't want to get hit by those storms. The High Templar are too protected, and the Tempest... Oh, man. He has to throw... He's trying to protect his Broodlords right now. SERRAL throws a Microbial Shard. Actually takes quite some losses. Dude. Is Hero's bullying SERRAL back? If Hero wasn't so far behind on income, I could see him getting back in this game. I mean, SERRAL's work account's not that great. Hero just needs to find a way to max out. He needs a few Archons to buffer as well, just to help protect his High Templar from the first 1 or 2 Broodling volleys. Yes, yeah, he gets back with a skeleton, right, guys? Yeah, yeah. It's a great book, by the way. You guys should read it. It's not very long. Oh, so many probes go down. It gets eaten by like sharks and stuff on the way back, but he brings back the biggest mother trucking skeleton. And people are like, yeah, we'll buy you dinner. Guy that's broke because he can't catch any fish. Tempest Archon over there. Right now, dude, Hero's showing some real late game chops. I am so impressed. I thought he was super dead. He's still probably pretty dead. He's got no map control. SERRAL should do a better job of respreading creep to really punish Hero. You can see he's doing a pretty good job of like reconnecting his bases and stuff. Whenever you push him onto the defensive like this, it's gonna be great. Abduct! He's looking for the Abduct on Mama. He's gonna take out a Tempest, and he gets the Abduct on Mama. 2 for 1, value deal, finish style. Wingbane gonna roll in. Only one Baneling, but those are 3/3 Adrenal Zerglings. And these Zealots, they've got +2 shields. They don't have any armor upgrades. That's huge. That's actually massive. You can see the Zerglings are such an efficient unit in the late game, especially if the Zealots don't have +3 armor. The Zerglings do so much damage. I say for the intense literary book club discussion. Yeah, guys. Anyway, my point is, SERRAL is the kind of guy who will bring back that skeleton even if there's no meat left on it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's the kind of guy, he's out there for the catch. He doesn't care about the glory. He wants to know he landed the perfect engage. Broodlords are getting sniped, though. He's got to be careful. Neuroparasites. That one Archon, dude, that was a long tentacle. That Infestor was endowed, but dude, the Tempests are kind of bullying him. There goes the Fungal, though. Watch out for the Fungal. Neural on the Archon. Microbial Shroud goes down. More Fungals. The Tempests are in the open. The Broodlord's coming forward. The feedbacks are good. The Storms are good as well. Massive fight here for both sides. Big Storms on the Broodlords, but will they be able to capitalize on them? The Infestors are out of energy. The Broodlords are getting destroyed, but the Corruptors are taking out the air army, and that should be enough. Lings are on the right side, damaging the base as well. He will lose the Broodlords, but he's got 11 Ultras on their Remax, and the Lings are ravaging the last vestiges of Hero's economy. The remnants of Hero's forces running away, just screaming, going, why did we sign up for the military of the guy who doesn't wall off his base or leave a unit guarding his workers? You'd think you were playing a non-combat role. You know, you're like, I'm a non-combatant. I'm just a support staffer. No, no, no. If you're in Hero's military, you're going to have Zerglings ripping you to shreds every 2 minutes. SERRAL gets the advantage. And honestly, I think Hero made a huge misstep and completely forgot how to play against Ultras in this game. Got to be brutally honest with you guys. If SERRAL plays Ultras again, I kind of worry for Hero that I don't think SERRAL will risk it, though. It's a big gamble. All right, going into game 4. Hero actually fought so well in the late game. He is just in a garbage position. He's going to go for the block again. And SERRAL is going for a 14-14. Did I just see that right, guys? Oh, yeah. Or 14-15, I guess. 14 hatchery, 15 pull. So it's like a 15-15. He is adamant about getting his hatchery down, and Hero twice has gone for the early block and been denied it. He was not expecting SERRAL to do this 2 games in a row. SERRAL really committing to make sure he doesn't have to take his third base. And on this map, that's especially important because Adepts can get you from the high ground on this base. It's so hard to defend that third base. Amphion is already a problematic map because look at the dead space around this map. They can come in from here. They can fly behind your main, behind your natural. There's like 50 different angles they can come from. It's just a tough map to defend Adept Oracle on. And as a result, I'm sure Hero's very much looking forward to lean into that pressure. You notice he's already pulled a worker off minerals onto gas. That means he's going to be playing quick Stargate. My man. Nexus does go down. Such an early probe. That Nexus is pretty late, especially because he pulled off minerals onto gas. Damn, yeah, this really hurts your timings, doesn't it? It never fully dawned on me till now. I'm like, that is a late Nexus, but yeah, sending one of your early probes across the map is costly. Ooh, I mean, what do you just go Tempest again? I feel like we've used too much 2 Stargate Fleet Beacon at this point. Can you just blink pressure on? I mean, he could go back to blink pressure from game 1. Dude, is it just me, guys, or could this series be 3-0? I mean, he definitely should have done so much better in game 2. Game 3, I don't know if he was going to win that game, but I honestly feel like when a Zerg is stuck on Heavy Ultra, they are waiting for the Protoss to make a mistake. And don't get me wrong, it's good. Like Dark, I've always talked about how Dark beat Skytoss and late game Protoss with Ultra Corruptor for a long time during the Turtle meta. And a lot of average Joe players, you can use that to great success. But against the best of the best Protoss players, it's not meant to work. Like Trap would never be caught dead. Stats never caught dead with 1 Immortal against 8 Ultras. And then eventually he got up to 3 Immortals in the final battle. 3 in that main battle. I was like, what do you... Like, to me... It's flabbergasting. Like all of the macro Protosses, the showtimes, the stats, the traps, they would be watching that game, shaking their head going, what is going on? Like the whole goal is to turtle up here. You could go 8 Immortals. Immortals are only 4 supply. Ultras are 6. You know, you'd still be super efficient at dealing with those in both supply and cost. It's such a crazy last game that we just saw, but Hero is Hero, and I like it. I like it, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to proxy a gate here. Potentially. Maybe not. Maybe just warp in pairs of Adepts here. Do you think he goes Glaives? I mean, Glaives would be good. Do you think he... I'm surely you don't proxy a Twilight here, though. That would be so all in. You're still going to build your Twilight at home. I think you would probably build it on this right side here. Or down here, maybe. Hard to hide it. For now, it's just going to be 3 gate. So it's probably just 3 gate Adept, no Glaives. And that's actually a good way to just create a weird pressure. You can still get a pretty fast third behind this, especially if you pull 1 worker off each gas, but the Oracle dives in. Oh my lord. This is a lot of hit points. 2 drones go down, but that's a very damaged Oracle. I mean, it's early drone kills, so it does stack up well. We'll see how it goes. Nexus comes down here. Wow, Nexus. Already at 4 minutes. I guess he had to skimp on gateway units. Yeah, he's only got 2 gateway units. He couldn't build a 3rd one. Oracle comes in on the 3rd base. Doesn't find anything just yet. Gets himself a lava. Not bad. He's just going to attack the egg. Even the egg takes 15 damage a shot. Wow. Didn't realize it was so high. Ooh. Gets a cancel on the 2nd one as well as a Zergling. Not bad. 3 gates are up. Twilight Council comes down behind it. He's planning that transition. A couple of Adepts warping in the top right side of the map. There are 2 Oracles. Remember this guy? It looks like he tried to come back in. See, his shields are damaged. Tried to poke back in, but the Queens were so well positioned he couldn't find anything. Oracles joining up on the front. That's all 3 Oracles now. 42 workers. And we're seeing a 4th gateway and a 5th gateway. Whoa, Hero, what are we doing? Hero is playing like a mad lad. Lair goes down for SERRAL. No Roach Warren yet. He might be trying to rush to Hydras, which is not what you want to be doing against this. You need a Roach Warren in the wall. If he's got an Evo Chamber, he needs that Roach Warren, and he needs to wall off. If he can full wall, SERRAL can absolutely hold this off. But right now, he has no scouting, and that's kind of a problem. I guess the Stalker, yeah, there's a Stalker out. Stalker denied the Overlord in his base. Adept shading in. Oh, and he's showing the Adepts, but this is just a handful of Adepts with no glaives. So this is just I'm being annoying. Here's a few Adepts. Look at me. Ha ha ha. I'm a silly Protoss. Oh, Adepts in the main base going to do well. Oracle's on the right side of the mineral line. Dude, the Oracle's doing big damage over there. Well, at least big damage by forcing the Zerglings to run away. Massive mining time delays. And gets a few drones. Cancels the shade. SERRAL with a huge mistake. He got distracted because 3 more Adepts were coming in the front over there. He thought the shade was going to finish. 9 drones going down. Oracles are waiting as well. These drones are trying to run away. They know the Oracles could come back in at any moment. The Adepts are in on the natural. The Adepts are going to go down now. Glaives is not quite finished. He's going to try and recall these and come in with a second wave. Now, the problem is, SERRAL doesn't know there's a proxy. He should realize at this point there's a proxy, but he's droning. He needs to stop droning. No, SERRAL, you need to find the proxy. There's a real... He's still coming. SERRAL's droning. He thinks it's over. Now he sees the Adepts in the gateways. SERRAL needs to full wall and probably counterattack with his Zerglings, honestly. He's building a 4th hatchery. SERRAL, what? He's building a 4th hatchery. He must have already queued that up. Dude, these Adepts can just click on that Evo and bust it. But Hero's not watching. Hero's not watching. Oh no, he doesn't shade together. He needs to get in this base right now. He's on a timer. You gotta get in, Hero. Move in and click that Evo chamber down, my son. Oh, go. Get it. Okay, he does get in. Hero gets inside. SERRAL right now desperately trying to hang on. 3 roaches, 6 queens, 15 Zerglings, 6 more roaches and 3 more queens on the way. He shades on top. A bit of an awkward fight here for Hero. Maybe not what he was looking for. Definitely not, but more Adepts coming in from behind. If he can get any of these Adepts into these mineral lines, it's huge. Natural already losing mining time in 3 drones. These Adepts running past. There's just not enough roaches. There's only 9 roaches. He needed more hit points in that wall off to hang on here. So many drones starting to go down. 5, 6 going down. The roaches also getting picked off. Oracles, all 3 of those still alive on the right side. They could kill that 4th hatchery if they choose, or he can just save the energy to deal with counterattacks. Queen does go down. Adepts are still shading forwards. The roaches are chasing them. He cancels the shade, and he is going to back away. Roach speed is almost finished. SERRAL is going to 5 hatcheries. SERRAL was way too greedy in this scenario, guys. He thought, oh gosh, I took some damage, made a doo-doo, I better be greedy to recover. Little did he realize after that first Adept wave, Glaives and even more was coming in. Now there's Blink on the front lines, and Hero is giving SERRAL no room to recover. He is going to punch SERRAL in the throat, and this is absolutely what you need to do. I mean, SERRAL may be the GOAT, but Hero's the one who is not afraid to kick you in the nads. He's going to poke you in the eyes. He'll go for the eye gouge, go for the throat punch. Hero is a no-rules Protoss player. He does not follow any sort of, I need to do this because that's the right way to play. The right way to play for Hero is the wrong way to play. It's the most surprising way to play. And that is why he's catching SERRAL off with a classic hidden proxy gate on the right side. Especially really good because SERRAL was expanding to that left side, trying to be very greedy over there. And he caught him off guard. Oracle into Adept pressure. So heavy. These Adepts on the left side once again. Stalker's just killing it on the front line. He killed an Evo. He managed to kill the Roach Horn. This 4th base over here is exposed. Now this left side base is mining a little, but SERRAL is clutching at straws. He's on 53 drones. Can't make roaches right now. And the Stalker's having a party. Hero's taking a 4th. He's on 6 gates, but he's taking a Robo. He's going 9 gates behind it. He has +1. He could make +2 whenever he feels like using that Forge to continue. There we go. He's going to chrono boost that now. And SERRAL, massing Ravages. He's got to mine these minerals open. This is so awkward, dude. Get rid of those 2 mineral patches, but he's so broke right now. He doesn't want to lose any mining time. Trying to defend this base on the left with Ravager Biles on the ramp. I mean, that's going to be tough. You're on the low ground. You're going to have to put them kind of below the ramp a little bit almost. Oh, Ravager starting to get sniped. Good blink backs from Hero, and SERRAL knows he's done for. Hero going to take us to game 5. All right. Fighting for his bloody life. SERRAL in the top left side of this map. And I mean, he got some momentum, but it was momentum getting up 2-1, winning games that you were kind of struggling in. It's crazy. And now it's you know, it's everything now or never. Notice he sees no probe coming, but he still goes 15 hatchery. So he was still adamant about getting his hatchery up. He did not want to have to defend a 3rd base versus Hero because it's just hard. It's easy to make mistakes when you do that. He didn't want to give himself a hard opening. I love that SERRAL has tried to make his openings easy for himself. He's tried to make it consistent, smoother. Hero on the other side is done with blocking. He's like, well, it didn't work the last 2 games. Why would I keep trying something that is clearly not working? And he is instead doing a greedier build. No scout, which means, remember, that game we went for the really early scout, what time did his Nexus go down? It was like a minute 35? Minute 33 maybe? It was very late. Is he going Cybercore before Nexus? Whoa! He's going to double Adept across this map really hard, really fast. Interesting. Very interesting. And he's going to go Nexus. Okay. Nexus ends up, even though it's after the Cybercore, at the same time as it did in the previous game where he did that probe scout. So you can already get an idea for just how much faster things are going to be. Now, if you go core before Nexus, but you don't chrono adepts across the map, it makes no sense. There's no reason for it unless you were, say, rushing Twilight Council for a very fast Dark Templar or Glaives, which is unlikely. So we do expect double chronoed adepts to kind of push SERRAL into making very early Zerglings. Just keep the pressure on him, maybe snipe a creep tumor or two, see what we can do. It's not the best map for it because the early creep tumor is very safe on the high ground. You can't snipe that usually. But that first chrono comes in Warp Gate as well. And I would imagine we're going to see Twilight. But we'll see. No, it cancels Warp Gate. It is going to be Stargate. Hero. Stargate is the most consistent, and I think Void Ray. He's done a lot of Void Ray, and I think we'll see it again. I really feel like he's just going to be like, nah, I want to deny your vision, because he's had SERRAL where he wants him multiple times after opening Void Ray and denying that information. SERRAL does not want to go Overlord speed. It's so expensive in this matchup to squeeze an early 100 minerals, 100 gas into that. And even when you do, the Void Ray can still hunt down the Overlords and get a bunch of kills. All right, the Adept's here. Second one's coming out. Did he not chrono the second Adept? I'm not sure. No, that feels like it's pretty early. Sees the drones on the third base. Obviously, no workers on minerals. On gas, sorry. All about that minerals. And Hero not even scouting the third hatchery. He knows it's there. He's not expecting any two-base play out of SERRAL today. Double Adepts shading in. Is he going to commit? Ooh, the drones actually pulled off mining. Gets a little disruption without even committing. Well done. He's also forced 10 Zerglings out of SERRAL. Queen on the high ground. He was hoping to catch the creep tumor going down, but shades away. Very good harassment so far. First one isn't Oracle. Now, you can always go Oracle first and then follow up with Void Ray, but for now, it does look a little more standard. Adept see the creep tumor coming in. Committing to the shade would be crazy right now. And this is the point where you want to run away. Look at this! SERRAL realizing you can hit that from the high ground. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's a little detail that I would never have thought of. Probe's gonna pull away. No curveballs from Hero so far, guys. This is the most standard game that he's played so far. He doesn't even have a Void Ray to deny scouting. I wouldn't mind him getting like a Phoenix or something, or maybe go back with a Stalker and kill that with an Oracle spotting the high ground. SERRAL hasn't panicked. Only 10 Zerglings still. 5 Queens, 6th one on the way. He's building a few Spore Crawlers as well. You can tell Hero's trying to wait for his moment. He's denying him from rallying drones to his third. And he's just trying to keep him very busy right now. Looks like one creep tumor went down. Depths and Oracles could go in again if he wants to risk it. You see, drones popping out on the third base. They're in the open. Oracles, they pull the Queens out of position. They can kill that. It's worth killing the Extractor as long as you click on it, which he will. SERRAL with a quick cancel, but not able to get those drones away. 2 drones do go down. Oracles moving to this left side. And, oh, is there no Spore? Oh, there is. 2 more drones going down. Nice move for Hero. Does get an Oracle deep in the red. Oh, he gets another one. Another 2. 6 drones. Juicy damage this early on. 48 drones to 44. Still in favor of SERRAL, though, as a Twilight Council and an extra gateway comes down. So that's 2 gates. He's going to go up to 4 gateways now. 3rd and 4th just starting at 5 minutes. Did the Adepts just die? No, the Adepts have gone home. They've shaded back. He's got 6 Adepts that are about to come forward to join up. 2 Oracles still hiding in the back. SERRAL's killing his own Queen. Oh, no! Oh, that Queen must have injected this Queen's hatchery, and she's jealous. That's my hatchery, Janice! Don't you dare inject my hatchery! This is my turf! Jam. That's some crazy stuff right there. Queen on Queen violence. Adepts are going to come forward. We've got 6 Adepts, 3 Oracles out. There's 16 Zerglings. Should be enough to defend this. Oracle turns on the laser beam and then immediately runs out of energy. Uh-oh. That was a bit of a Hero moment there. Tried to cancel the 4th base from going up. Wasn't quite able to get it. 5 Adepts still alive. One of them getting incredibly low. Not that many Zerglings, but I think with the Queens as well, this should be enough. Stasis Trap in the top right's cute. He's going to go for another Stasis Trap. Ah, the Adepts. Wait. Oh, he's not focusing drones. This is a good old... SERRAL's looking massive right now. I mean, at the end of all that, you lose 6 drones, 16 Zerglings. You clean up the Adepts. The Oracles didn't do that much. Your 4th base has started really early. Evo Chambers on the way. Infestation Pit. He wants to go straight to Lurkers by the looks of it. And Hero, it's not like he's dead. He's not massively behind, but his momentum is gone. He's got a few Stalkers. He's having to build a cannon and a battery because he's a little worried about a counterattack. He's going up to 6 gases. He is making Stalkers to get rid of that Overlord that's been spying on everything he's doing. he could loop around and catch the 4th base as the drones come here, that'd be good. Do you guys remember there was like 2 years where Zerg always rallied to this 4th base and never had any anti-air there? And the Oracles could just wait and then fly in just as the hatchery finishes and kill 10 drones every single game. I love that that was like so common in pro play for a good 6 months to a year before Zergs actually got good at keeping it safe. Heavy Stalker pressure coming, guys. There are 12 Stalkers on this map, 11 on the front line. Stasis traps going down behind. Lings are in position to come in with the flank and set those off. Hatchery. Oh, a hatchery snipe would be massive. Enough to one-shot a Roach. Hero knows his numbers. He knows that 11 Stalkers with +1 will one-shot a Roach. Gets himself a Queen with 2 volleys as well. 4th base is going to go down. More cannons and batteries there. Interesting. And double Forge. Wow, we haven't seen a Gateway Man style from Hero today. So he's played 5 Gateways pretty damn early. But then he delays his Gateways, gets a 4th Nexus, double Forge, Templar Archives, and only now does he go up to 8 Gateways. I love it. I love this style for Hero. Problem, Serral's actually already on his way to Hive. He's got a Lurker Den on the way. +1 range is not, like, it's almost finished. Oh, good harassment for the Oracles, though. But I feel like Serral's got, like, he's got a good economic position. 73 drones, 9 more building. He sees the 4th base is only now coming up. If he can get gases on his 4th, yeah. So, Serral, you know Hero's committing to more economy, but he's not there yet. So if you can get up to, like, 4 gases, 85 drones, make your Lurkers, and it's going to be very hard for Hero to make a transition into, like, enough Immortal Storm to stop your Lurkers. Stalker Oracle pulling away as well. Gas is there. Is this a second Robo? It's his first one. First Robo is just now finished at 8 minutes. 19 Stalkers on the map. 19's a good count. Any more than that, though, and it gets very wasteful. You need to start trading aggressively. We've already got Lurkers and Seismic Spines on the way for Serral. Dude, I do feel like Serral's in a good spot. It really feels like the Storm getting... Oh, it got contaminated! Serral, you nasty boy. Look at him. He just took a dump on his opponent's most important tech structure. That's essentially... I don't care what you guys think over series thematically. For me, it is one player just, dropping some it's farting in the direction of your opponent with actual tactical benefits. The transfuses, creep getting pushed back. He's doing a really good job of keeping Serral in the corner. I love the way Hero's poking in and out. I wouldn't have minded him finishing that Spinecrawler off. That's an easy snipe. But he's just going to rotate now. He's got Storms. He's keeping the Lurkers defensive. Remember, in a pitched battle, the Lurkers win, but the Lurkers are a slow siege unit. So as long as Hero keeps maneuvering like this, it's impossible for Serral to be everywhere at once. All Serral can do is defend. He can't split units off to counterattack. And that's what Hero wants, because Hero now needs to buy time. Hero's only got 1 Robo, though. He really needs a second Robo. It's a classic Hero Robo in that it's very exposed. Hero goes for a blink forward. If those Lurkers are exposed, he could smash them. He's going to be able to deny this base. Beautiful play there by Hero. I love the way he moves these units around. He was going for a 5th base, but Hero does get caught by the Zerglings. Pylon has to get cancelled. +2 range, +1 melee, Adrenal Glands, all coming in for Serral. His Adaptive Talons, that's the Lurker speed upgrade, is almost there as well. Halves the burrow time. Also increases their movement speed. Ooh, cannon battery getting focused down. Serral getting value, man. Every one of these structures is worth many Zerglings. Tail end of that, bit more efficient for Hero, as he does add more cannons and batteries. Serral's slightly supply blocked here. He'll build a few more Overlords. He catches a Prism in the middle. Oh, a bit of a doo-doo there for Hero. Left his Prism behind. Second Robo's finally on the way. Both of them still very exposed at the front. This is something I'm very critical of Hero for, because it's usually fine, but in the games where it does get messy, if you end up losing this position, you lose all of your anti-Lurker production. Oh, Nidus in the main base. Zealots, I think they're just in time. Unless there's Queens loaded into it. Oh, the Queen pops out. She transfuses it. Oh, but he doesn't quite get the Lurkers out. I don't think Serral was really expecting that to get up, and he was surprised, and he quickly tried to just load it, but he doesn't quite get it up. Hero being a bit lucky there. Let's be honest. If Serral had that one packed and ready to go, Hero right now would be in the dumps. Despite that, Serral denies the 5th base again, now on the right side. He's shutting down Hero at every turn. He's doing such a good job. He's got to be careful, though. Hero's ready to sandwich this army if they get caught out. One of those Lurkers does go down. Lings surrounding an Immortal in the open. Great catch. Looks like another Nidus one went up somewhere. I don't know where. as it probably did die. Oh, he's built it at home. Oh, Serral gets another catch, another 2 Immortals. That's 3 Immortals and a High Templar for a handful of what? +1 melee Adrenal Gland Zerglings. He's already low on Immortals. This game's getting scrappy. Serral is finding value right now. Oh man, Hero is trying to pin him on the defensive, but I think Serral's realized that Hero is not a solid macro player. Like, he leaves openings. He's very good at attacking and smothering his opponent, but he leaves himself open to do it. And Serral is now answering with some big moves, but uh-oh, get out of there. Mama's here. It's time to leave. Mama's here. Oh god, the Stalkers blink forward to try to take out the Nidus. There's a lot of Queens there. You could kill the Oracles. That would be great. 2 Oracles go down. 3! Kind of worth it, but the Lurkers... Wait, is there no detection? Does Hero not have... Hero doesn't have detection! Oh my god, if he loses Mama to Queens, that would be crazy. She does such low damage. She's gonna die. Oh my god, the Stalkers dive the left side. Hero's gonna take out the hatchery, but his whole army gets minced. And Mama goes down. It denied the attempt to take the base and the top at the same time. Hero denies a base and a base attempt, but he loses everything. Oh no. Oh, everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. He's going to lose his 5th base for the 3rd time. Doesn't even get cancelled. The Lurker finally gets cleaned up in the natural, but after so much damage, luckily he's got a mass cannon battery to fall back on. Maybe he can defend this base somehow? I mean, dude, he is down 5,000, well, 2,300. Sorry, 4,300 resources in the units lost. That's pretty damn bad, but Serral is pinned in a corner. He doesn't have a lot of creep spread, doesn't have that much going for him economically, I guess, or tech progression-wise, but if he could hit the natural again or this 3rd base and get these 2 Robos down, that'd be huge. Tempests are coming, though. Tempests starting to come down. There are no Vipers on the map. There is... Oh, no! Guys, Serral's excited. Serral has built Rando Calrissian, the single accidental swarm host, and I don't know what we call him, Randy the Mutalisk as well. Yeah, like just super random accidental button press units is what these are, guys. These are not on purpose. So Serral's pressing a few buttons wrong, smacking his keyboard a little crazy. Those 2 Locusts do absolutely nothing. As well, I guess the Mutalisk can stop a Warp Prism, so the Mutalisk serves more of a function than it. Zealots trying to run around up there as well. There is still 2 Immortals building at a time. 3 Immortals out right now. You really want to get to like 7, 8, 9 Immortals as Hero, because the Lurker count is crazy. Now, arguably, you could stop at 4 or 5 because he does have Tempest to deal with the Lurkers from afar. You don't really need to like push through the army. But oh man, Serral's denying this base. Serral's got a massive arc. He's going to deny this base in the south. He's got Lurks in the north, denies that base as well. He's going to get the 4th and the 5th base. Oh, Hero's in trouble. Hero's going to counterattack. Hero says, screw you, mate. He's just A-moving. F2 A-move across the map. Hero has realized he cannot defend these Lurker positions, and his best option is to make the game messy. Serral, though, quickly repositioning. Gets his Lurkers over here. He's not going to be able to defend the hatchery, though. 7 drones do go down. Lurkers moving into the natural. 4th base did survive. Serral actually ran away from that. I thought he could definitely have killed that if he wanted to. But Serral, he's a bit afraid of the base trade right now. Recall comes in on the natural. Those Lurkers going to run away. Meanwhile, Roach Hydra, he is going to kill this Nexus in the south. Good call for Serral. His Lurkers are trapped, though. Uh-oh. Oh, his Lurkers are trapped. Uh-oh. These Lurkers in the open. Serral making a doo-doo. The rare mistake. The goat slips off the edge of that mountain. Not something we're used to seeing from mountain goats. I've seen them walk up sheer vertical slopes, walking across bloody dams. You're like, there's not even anything to stand on. But this goat, the very rare slip up, where he did faceplant a little bit with those Lurkers. He's right now got 11 Corruptors, 10 Lurkers. So he's gone Corruptors to try and counter the Tempest. This does make his army very immobile. So Serral's been killing it, right? But he's only had 2,000 resources lost now. He's only on 68 drones. He's putting a lot of spines and spores because of the chaos and the counterattacks the Hero's throwing at him. I really feel like what you need right now as Serral is to keep that creep coming out. And how do you engage? Here comes the army. Heroes actually managed to regain control after a terrible early or late mid-game, I guess you want to call it. There was a series of engagements that was so bad for him. Trying to stabilize now. Zerglings going to try and deny this. Hero's desperately trying to rebuild a 4th base. His income is low right now. You can see it in the income tab. He's only mining just over 1,000 minerals a minute. Zealots will finally defend this right side base. Let's look at the upgrades. 331 for Protoss. That's really good. Doesn't really have any air upgrades. None at all. Whilst Zerg doesn't either. Corruptor Lurker trying to rotate. Very hard to use Corruptor Lurker, guys. This is an army I always feel very uncomfortable as a Zerg if I'm stuck on Lurker Corruptor. A lot of armies I'd rather use than that. If you had Broodlords, it adds a little bit something to it, but you need Infestors, really, to punish the opponent for moving around like this. If you land Fungal and hit him with Broodlords, you're going to punish him. But if you don't have that, it's a problem. Hero leaves a Tempest just laying out in the open, does get taken down. Mama with the recall! He recalls to the north, smashes this base. That is a massive move. Click the hatchery and get out of there. Easy victory there for Hero. Wait, Hero, click the hatchery, bro. Click the hatchery. Okay, he does. He does click the hatchery. Link counterattacks. Still being a nuisance. Hero finally has a new 4th base established on the right side, but he's got 42 workers on it. I mean, Hero needs to find a way to keep doing this sort of attack, but also he needs to get his own 5th base up. Otherwise, he's going to really struggle. Zerglings find themselves another High Templar snipe as well. Force another Archon out. SERRAL Zerglings have been amazing. They really have been the MVPs of this map. But Hero is maxed. He's got a Protoss army, 7 Immortals, 8 Archons, 4 High Templar, a Tempest, and a Mothership. How many Tempests did he lose? 1. Oh, he only ever had 2 Tempests. That's crazy. I think he should get more Tempests and get forward and keep attacking. I think the Tempests are so hard for SERRAL to deal with. Archon. Oh, not quite able to deal with that. And that one Lurker is going to remain hidden. These Lurkers are going to try and run north. And that one does finally go down, as does the Nidus Worm. The Lurkers actually escape. Well done, dude. Really good move for SERRAL there. He's spreading creep in the south. So SERRAL being as annoying as he can. Doesn't really have much creep at home because he just keeps on getting it cleared. The immobility of the Lurker Corruptor, struggling to keep up with Hero's mobility. Hero has tied up the units lost. I can't believe it. After how bad those fights were earlier, I thought Hero was kind of screwed in this game, but SERRAL's still got a pretty weird supply out, right? He's still got Randy the Mutalisk. He's got a Roach. He's got 10 Queens, which I definitely think is too many at this point. I know he's gotten good value out of them, but at a certain point, you need more units that can actually help you jump on the opponent's army and kill them. Unless you're really just planning to eke this one out with efficiency over time, in which case the Transfuse is one of the few ways you can kind of transform minerals into gas, because Queens only cost minerals, but healing up and preserving all these really gas-heavy units, it's the only way you can do that. There's no marketplace in StarCraft 2. There is no Age of Empires marketplace to just sell and buy resources and balance your economy. So Queens are, if you're planning to play an hour-long game, the Queen Transfuse is super worth. I like that. The drone burrows, the Lurker will slowly deal with the Zealots, and the drone will try to retake this hatchery. Zealots are going to run past into the next base, and the hatchery drone on burrows builds it. Spinecrawler does take these Zealots down. Drones even help out a little bit. Against a +3 armor Zealot, they do 1 damage a hit. Two more Stargates building, guys. Only 1 Stargate out. So I guess, did he build the Tempest off 1 Stargate before? Oh my gosh, he did, didn't he? Hero's finally up to a 5th base, dude. He has so many workers and nowhere to mine. He's trying to take bases in the top right and the middle left at the same time. Oh, here we go. Big battle. Big battle. Big. I was going to say fight, and I changed to battle, and I said battle. Big battle right now, guys. And those Tempests getting abducted. Good storm on the Corruptors, but one of the Tempests goes down, and this is that point where you really wish you had those Tempests. Good choice to give up this Nexus. You've got one coming up in the top right as Hero. You don't need it. But SERRAL just can't get his expansions up either. It's so hard to deal with the mobility of these Zealots, and you kind of just need to keep a bunch of supply in like Zerglings or something. But even then, if Archons join with those Zealots, Zerglings ain't really going to cut it. So SERRAL's fighting against this supply gap, and this is the downside of the Queens that I was talking about. You just don't have enough supply, even on only 60 drones. I guess the 16 Lurkers is such a crazy number, that's part of it. He's got to have them spread everywhere is the whole issue that he's running into. So much supply being chewed up. Corruptors dive on Mama. Is this the right call, though? Oh, good Fungal. Can he get another one? Great Fungals. Great Fungals. Oh, another one goes down. The Broodlords letting their damage happen. Observer barely survives. Some of these units do survive. Hero gets most of his units out. Hero is now down 3,000 resources, guys. So losing a couple of these bases, as well as getting units abducted, SERRAL's starting to work value. I mean, it's grind value. I shouldn't even say work. Work implies that things are happening at a vaguely relatively normal game pace. They are not. SERRAL is going to grind him down 1 Tempest abduct at a time. That seems to be his game plan. And obviously, Hero is a scrappy, crazy player. He needs to get rid of this whole bottom left. The fact that this bottom left corner is alive right now because of a random Lurker and Nidus is a travesty. He cannot be letting SERRAL mine these bases for free. And yet he's letting it get up. Like, he's not sent anything down there for a while. He knows about the hatchery. We need to see Hero move down and isolate that corner while Mama goes to the top right? You've got recall ready. Mama should be waiting in the top middle. Hit the bottom left, recall to the top, do that old 1-2 punch. I mean, your recall is your advantage on this map. Now, Serral's trying to counteract the recall advantage Protoss has with the Nidus one, right? For repositioning lurkers around the map. But he's got to be quick, got to get out of there. And he's been pretty good at this. He's been really good at just quickly unburrowing, running away, you know, not throwing his lurkers away, other than those 7 lurkers that died earlier on the right side. So Serral's doing a really good job in that regard, but he's only on 55 drones. He's got no mobile army, really. And he is making +3 carapace, +1 air armor. So he's slowly adding air upgrades, as is Hero. +2 shields, +3 shields, as well as +2 air attack. Clears himself a Spore Crawler. Hero needs to isolate this whole southern side, but at what cost? Oh, he's got so much army up top. This is actually a pretty small force down here. He's got to get a move on. If the lurkers jump on this, he has to just run away. The Broodlords are coming. Broodlords are coming right now. You better be careful, mate. Oh, the Immortals bust through the lurkers on the top. Nice catch there for Hero. Hero's causing problems, but wait, lurker harassment. Lurker harassment on 2 bases at once. Can Hero handle the multitasking? This is where Serral's usually a bit better at the multitasking than Hero. Let's see how it goes. Nice feedbacks and storms, but the Tempests have already been neuroparasited, as have the Archons. Serral says, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself, little brother? Why are you hitting yourself? Hero not happy with that fight at all, but he's going to counterattack up the guts right now. The lurker killed 25 probes, and the Nexus is dying up top. This is what I'm talking about. The game's getting too chaotic. Serral is setting up these fights in 3 or 4 places much better than Hero is. The multitasking difference is insane. Hero, with that chaotic F2 nature, he's good when he's got his opponent pinned, reacting to him. But look at that, he recalls, he doesn't even have detection. And he might even lose this top Nexus if he doesn't heal it with the battery. He's got to be careful, guys. I'm going to select that Nexus so you can see it down here in the bottom right side. Hit points are below 500. He's got an Observer here. He's going to clean this one up with the Stalkers blinking down. Nice, and he does battery heal it, so the Nexus will survive. But, oh man, he's now swapping into Void Rays. He does not need to swap Void Rays. Void Rays are very weak to Parasitic Bomb and Fungal and Queens. They are not the answer right now. Honestly, he just needs to do what he's doing, but micro it better. He can't be doing what he just did. He should have sent his whole army together and then used Mama to recall, you know, separately. I get because the Lurkers had him pinned, he felt like he had to leave half his army on each side, but he just took much worse fights than Serral there, and the units lost tab tells us now 6,000 resource lost advantage. Now, don't get me wrong, every time Hero takes a terrible big frontal fight like that, or a series of frontal fights, he comes back by picking away at him with Zealot run-bys, with Tempests, with sniping bases, with recalls, so he could close this gap once more. This game is not over. Serral's on 38 drones. The income is actually ahead for Hero right now. Do not make the mistake of thinking 1 or 2 bad fights and a drastic supply drop is game over. Serral has very little bank. Serral has very little money. But he's got the Burrowed Infestor, the hero unit. Serral is up against 7 Immortals, 10 High Templar, 6 Void Rays, and a Mothership. I do not agree with the Void Rays because I just don't think you need them. I think Tempests and just keep picking away, using your Storms, using your Micro. Serral has no map control. And just, you know, try to get rid of this bottom left corner. The fact that he didn't even get rid of these 2 hatcheries is why this is actually really bad for Hero now, because he's struggling to remax. He needs to punch a hole through one of these sides, and he needs to do it soon. The fact that he never got rid of this creep in the bottom is actually an issue. If he sent some Zealots there with an Observer earlier, there wouldn't be constant Nidus worms harassing him. Zealots getting cleaned up by a Broodlord. This Robo is going to be going down up here. Here up here on the top side as well. Okay. When did Serral lose his drones? He's built a lot of Spores and Spines, guys. A lot of Spores and Spines. Every time he's rebuilding a hatchery, rebuilding an extractor, the drones are dying that way. Serral, every time he loses a building, he's having to rebuild it. Queen's taking a lot of damage, but the Queens to the Transfusers do bide a bit of time. Those 3 Zealots got left behind. Not sure where that Broodlord went, guys. 2 Zerglings down here. These Lurkers going to kill the Dark Shrine as well. Changelings is all that's over there. Those are also Changelings. Where'd that Broodlord go? I guess he's sending a Lurker back now. Dark Shrine falls. You can see it in pieces on the ground in Hero's third base. He's building more Tempest right now. Void Rays are good for catching Mass Corruptor if you can spread them out before the fight, or if you can feed back every single Viper Infestor. But to do that, you'll need a lot of High Templar. To be fair, he's got 12. He may have enough feedback. The question is, will he land it correctly, especially since these Infestors could come from the high ground, neural him from up there, and potentially ruin his day. Serral. Oh, that Corruptor, bit of a misclick, does fly into the army, gets itself killed. Zealots being a nuisance, going up the middle into the production and the tech might be Hero's best move. Hero taking a Nexus right next to the Broodlords, instantly killed. Not a great move, but I like that recall. He does Fate Feint with the army up north, and then recalls down south. Beautiful moves for him. He's going to kill everything there, lava included, and bust through these bases. The drones, though, running away. Look at that. Drones run away. The other one's burrowed. SERRAL doesn't have any drones. Or not many. He's only got 41. So keeping these drones alive, not throwing them away is very important. Now, he lost a few observers right now, guys. He's only got one left. So we do see more observers building, but they're building on a robo that's depowered. That's his only robo. Oh, Hero, you need to Did he lose all 4 of his robos, guys? We only built 2 this game. I was talking about how you don't want those robos sitting out front your base. Oh my gosh, he's using oracles for detection. You're going to need more observers. You need both. You can't just use one. Recall's available, but he hasn't used it yet. There we go. Snap recall. That lurker in the top is going to get taken out. The other ones should be able to escape, though. Good pullbacks for SERRAL. He's going to run these drones away as well, though. A couple of drones just standing out in the open. Zealots coming to try and kill this hatchery. Queens are trying to mass transfuse it. The Zealots are going to go forward. It is 3-3 on the Queens, but it's also 3-3-3 for the Zealots. Great armor and shield upgrades for them. Oh, transfuses not going to be enough to keep that hatchery alive. The Zealots do take it out. Not a big deal. I think remaxing is really a huge thing. It's more about the next fight to decide everything, guys. It's a lot of Void Rays. You gotta watch out for the Spellcaster. It's all about the Spellcaster duel. Essentially, what happens is SERRAL wants to get vision with Changelings or Creep or something, land Fungals, land Parasitic Bombs, or Abducts to pick off individual air units, and only fight then. Hero needs to spread his units out and get his High Templar between his army and the Zerg Spellcasters and land feedbacks. Whoever controls this next fight better will most likely win the game. The incomes are now small. Hero has a bit more minerals, but that's not necessarily going to make that much of a difference. Oh my god, another lurker up top. Now, Hero has had a habit of every time there's a lurker, he just YOLOs and throws his army away. Let's see if SERRAL can get that same reaction out of him. There's no warp and there's no response. There's no response. Hero, you got to respond to a lurker behind your mineral line, mate. I mean, he's going to get a base snipe. It's like just warp in a single Dark Templar. I guess he lost his Dark Shrine, didn't he? He's warping in a Zealot now. He will finally clean up that lurker. And he does get a base snipe up top. Great snipe. He's got to rotate south if he can get rid of this bottom base. SERRAL's income's gone, man. SERRAL's out of income. SERRAL has a smaller bank on the minerals. Slightly bigger on the gas, but only slightly. And oh, watch out for the fungal, though! SERRAL finds the pick! He gets the fungal! He initiates the fight! He goes for it! The Broodlords are forward! Big storms! Time Warp goes down as well, but the High Templar, there's only a few High Templar. Okay, there's a lot of High Templar left in the back. Mama pulls back, but fungal, Parasitic Bomb in the midst as well. Those Void Rays just took a Void Ray, a Parasitic Bomb to the face. The Void Rays are all deep in the orange. Massive damage. This army is way worse in the next engagement. Hero needs to rebuild and resupply. He's going carriers now. I don't think carriers... I honestly am a big fan of 5 to 7 Tempests. Nothing but ground. Get rid of these Void Rays. Throw them away as a counterattack right now, in my opinion, is the best thing you could do with them. Because all they're going to do is stack up and die to air units and distract you from using your Tempests to focus the Broodlords correctly, which is what you should be doing. Focus Broodlords with Tempests, storm units, try to focus Archons on clumps of Corruptors. That's what you need to do. Instead, if you've got Void Rays, I'll tell you how this goes. You end up going, oh no, they're fungal, they got Parasitic Bomb. You're frantically trying to spread them, but they're 75% movement slowed, so it doesn't even achieve anything. I don't know. That's how it goes for me. We'll see if it goes that way for Hero. The 7 Void Rays. That's the same count that died to Corrosive Bile earlier in this game. Is this the same 7 Void Rays? Did he resurrect these boys? I know when Protoss almost die, like they're mortally wounded, sometimes they put their like souls into robots or whatever, or their souls or their minds, their consciousness. That's kind of like how Dragoons and Stalkers work, right? So maybe the Void Rays are basically getting over and over again rebuilt. We'll see. Corruptors do snipe an Oracle. Every Oracle is 300 resources. It adds up. SERRAL's got 2 bases up again. These 2 bases are big. He's trying to take the top one. Now, how is Hero going to deal with this? The Tempest should always be winning this sort of trade, but he only had 1 Oracle. He has no vision. Oh my gosh, the Fungal again. Fungal Parasitic Bomb again. Dude, the spell combos, he's just not going in feedback range. Notice the way he rotates single Infestors forward. Flawless Infestor control. Oh, he takes a few feedbacks there. He went a little bit too deep. There we go. He's getting feedback now, but they were the low energy Infestors that got feedback. The full energy ones would get 1 shot by a feedback because feedback does 2 damage for your energy. Infestor only has 90 hit points at max. So if it's 180 energy or higher, and it takes a feedback, it will die. Otherwise, they just get damaged. Good denial of that base, though, for SERRAL. SERRAL is right now 7,000 resources more efficient. Despite that, remember, Hero has a naturally more mobile army. You can dart in, snipe these bases, and he can try to lure SERRAL into him. But let's see how good Hero is. Herald. Let's see how good Hero is at actually scouting his army. Yet again, Fungal Parasitic Bomb these Void Rays, especially with Flux Veins, they just run in front of your army and get wrecked. Fungal is not going to let these units escape. All 4 Void Rays will go down, and honestly, rather lose them now than have that supply wasted in the big battle. Probably better to replace them with other units. He's going to go Carriers. I thought more Archons and more High Templar would be the key here. There's only 12 Broodlords. You focus down enough of these while your Archons are tanking, your High Templar storm the crap out of everything. That, in my opinion, is the ultimate army. He's also got 7 Immortals, which aren't particularly useful right now. There's 10 Lurkers still on the map, so I think that's fine. Fester Corruptor Viper Broodlord coming forward. Zealots denying this northern base. Income right now. Pretty even. SERRAL has a lot more gas coming in. 35 drones for him, 48 probes for Protoss. Hero, getting more Oracles abducted. You got to keep these Oracles alive. That would allow you to spot the army, and you need to bully SERRAL back. We need to, like, remove this creep and push back. Hero's playing a little bit scared right now, like he's lost faith in his ability to bully Hero, and he's trying to hide at static defense. He should be moving forward, clearing the creep, pick off a Broodlord pullback, pick off a Broodlord pullback, and you should be baiting him into feedbacks and storms constantly. The moment you're not picking units off with Tempest, you know, having your High Templar up front to zone with Storm and feedback, you're giving an opportunity here for SERRAL to win the vision battle. And this, like I said, this matchup's all about vision. If he can see where you are, he's going to land abducts before you can react. Where is the vision? Where's the revelations? There's like a macro cycle to this scenario that Hero is slipping up on right now. And because of that, look, SERRAL just gets a free base snipe. So easy. Tempests, there we go. See, look at that. Just Broodlord just gets deleted instantly the moment he clicks on it. But then Hero retreats. He does take out a Lurker and a Hatchery in the middle. I love this 4 Immortal run by. I think it's great. He's going to be able to take out 2 bases. Oh, that's actually huge. Yeah, he could kill those Lurkers as well. Immortals wreck Lurkers when they don't have any support. If the Zerglings come out, maybe they can help, though. The Immortal Oracle feints one way. He's going to go the other way. Infestors are going to come. He's going to use Neural Parasite to deal with this. And that's one way to do it. Nice. And the Immortals do get taken down by themselves. The best counter to Protoss is Protoss. This new player, Herald. SERRAL, yeah. Catches some Lurkers, nice move. Hero gonna use that mobility. Oh, he's got Zealots coming in. I don't know if he has enough to deal with these Lurkers though. They are fully upgraded Lurkers. A few of them will go down, nice move. I think it's worth trading Zealots at this point. Actually, is it? Hero's out of minerals, guys. Hero's got more gas than minerals. He can't be affording to throw Zealots away like that. He's got to be making just more Archons for his army. And man, he's got 10 Tempests. That's too many. They're going to massively overkill whenever he's focus firing. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Hero dives with Mothership. Crazy move. His High Templar are kind of far forward on the right side. Mothership gets abducted. Oh, I do like the Time Warp. The Storms and the Broodlords are big. Storms and the Corruptors also big. Big Storms on the air units. But Mama did go down. The Carriers need to pull back. Oh no! He went too far forward with the Carriers. And SERRAL immediately punishes. But SERRAL does lose a base. 12 workers in a base. But look, he's losing more Carriers. Hero, you got to protect these Carriers. You can't be throwing these away. He's making Stalkers. Oh no! He's making Stalkers! Hero's got a bit of a stiffy right now. He's a little bit too excited. You can Stalker Warpins are a sign of desperation. He's trying to shove it right now. He's trying to just bully SERRAL back. Is it going to work? Fungal's landing. Okay, the Infestors are out of energy now, but the Corruptor Viper comes in. There's no High Templar left. And the moment there's no High Templar, the army gets eradicated. The Carriers getting killed by Corruptors before many of them can recall. And now the Tempests are left out of the open. A single Archon will not deflect them. Way too many Tempests here. Way too many Tempests. Remember, 6-7 Tempests is the maximum. You really don't ever need more than that to one-shot an enemy air unit. He had 10 and a lot of Carriers that weren't able to make the magic happen. No air armor upgrades either. To be fair, SERRAL only had +2 on his air units, which is kind of wild to think about. I guess he had +3 carapace as well. But SERRAL is able to overwhelm. Dude, and look how close the supply is. If Hero didn't just lose patience and YOLO there and kept picking at him with Tempests and Oracle Revelations, I truly think he could have won late game versus SERRAL, which would have been a monumental moment, a historic moment. I don't know if Hero's ever beaten even a single map of SERRAL in late game. Oh, what a tragic series this is for Hero. An amazing one for SERRAL, who really had to fight through some adversity, and he showed his chops. He showed what he's made of. But now at triple the army supply with both of them out of bank, there is no real play left for Hero. For Hero, it's tragic. He was way ahead, and could have been way ahead in game 2, way ahead in game 3. Both of them, he did make some fumbling mistakes. This one was a much more technical game. It was a very technical, slow late game. Lots of movement, lots of chaos. He took a few bad fights, but at the end of the day, It was just SERRAL out-positioning him, taking better engagements, and Hero kind of lost confidence towards the late game and his ability to go toe-to-toe with SERRAL. SERRAL just did a better job of picking at him, getting vision, respreading creep, slowly regaining map control. Remember, SERRAL just had his bases and no creep? And then he slowly got his creep out, started to connect bases, started to get more vision. Those changelings came in, the abducts started landing, the corruptors started to snipe things. And of course, SERRAL adds finish insult to injury by unloading his very strangely shaped finish P-stream. What is going on with that corruptor, man? Oh my lord, guys. I guess it's because it's so close to it. This kind of looks like that corruptor was up all night doing the nasty. Guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it is going to take out the Stargate. High Templar up here. 9 High Templar, 10 Stalkers, 3 Archons, 2 Oracles. There's no way to do that. Stargate will go down. Corruptors and Broodlords coming forwards as well. Ooh. Dude, this is crazy. What an insane series this was. I totally forgot that we got to such an epic Game 5 in this series. What a barn burner. A Bobby Dazzler, as Kalaris would call it. I'm guessing because it dazzles Bobby. Not sure what the origins of that term is. Ooh, Hero's hanging in there. Now, remember, this is not an elimination match for the World Championship, but the winner gets that coveted step towards facing Maru, which is, of course, what everyone wants. Facing Maru for that final spot in the top 4. And oh, the whole fire lurkers. SERRAL. That's nasty, mate. That's nasty. Archons, High Templar, Zealots, roaming around. Broodlord Infestor does not care. Yeah, he gets one Infestor with a feedback, but then look at the Fungal. Oh, when he chains it, he keeps sending individual Infestors forward to chain the Fungal. Almost every High Templar goes down. There's only one alive in the back. That is the power of expert Infestor rotating. Notice how he pulls one to the front, rotates it back, pulls a fresh Infestor. He keeps rotating the fresh Infestors to the front. So even if he does overstep, he only gets one feedback at a time. And sometimes he even pulls 2 forward, so he has a reserve Infestor just behind the front one in case he goes a bit too far forward. That is expert Infestor control. Really, really expert. And I do think, you know, if Hero practices the kind of methodical Oracles tagging, Tempest picking off units, he can do it. But I think Hero really struggles to keep up protracted and, I guess, detail-oriented micro situations because he doesn't use control groups very much. He kind of just manually clicks on things, so a lot of his stuff is just slower than a guy like SERRAL, who's way more organized with his control groups. And I do think we started to see it there towards the end of that. Hero's good in some of those chaotic situations, but honestly, the moment when he was like attacking a few places at once and SERRAL started just kept getting lurkers in his bases, it felt like SERRAL did such a good job of disrupting Hero in this game by being like, this creep in the bottom right, he just kept popping 90s up, kept running lurkers in the top right as well. And he was just adding all these little details, and it felt like he never let Hero be purely aggressive. And I think Hero, when he's able to focus on just attacking and one thing at a time, possibly like greatest player in the world, but SERRAL did a really good job of exposing his weakness here. Great job, GG, well played. SERRAL wins an absolutely epic 5-game series. What a bloody... I'm just so impressed. I'm lost for words. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.